Welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dax Shepard. I'm joined by Lily Padman.
Hi.
Good evening to you.
Hello there.
Good morning to you is what I meant. It's in reality, it's neither evening or morning.
2:43 in real life. I'm telling.
Which is 6:43 on the East Coast, so that would be a good evening.
5:43.
What did you just say? Oh, it's 2.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my
Boy, my fast math sucks today.
Yeah, you already tried a fast math that blundered.
I did. It was a story that happened 2011. The person's currently 30, and I said 19. Of course, they're 17 at the time of the story.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
I'll be beating myself up all night over that. I hope you'll rest assured. Today's guest is an award-winning singer and songwriter and television personality, Meghan Trainor, Delta's very first favorite musician and song. She used to sing all about that bass, no trouble.
Yeah, she sure did.
I love it. Her albums include Title, Thank You, Treat Myself, A Very Trainor Christmas, Taking It Back, and a new album out now called Timeless. Check that out and please enjoy Meghan Trainor.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Strong hug.
You're so fit. Are those the pants you wore to the concert?
No,
Oh, they're also
they were much pinker.
Oh, wow.
These are salmon, no?
Yeah, those are salmon.
They're very Nantucket Reds.
Oh.
I cannot wait to talk to you
yeah.
about Nantucket.
Look at your water bottle.
Yeah, she blinged out.
I love her.
It was for my second C-section.
Oh, wow.
You wanted to eventize the C-section by having that by your side, or this
Well,
was a reward for your C-section?
Right.
It was a gift. It was like, here's for the hospital stay. And I got more compliments on this bejeweled water bottle than my baby.
And who gave it to you?
Jojo Siwa's mother.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
They bejewel everything.
I'm really new to this whole Stanley thing.
Huge
and only,
deal.
only because there's young people in my life do I even know about it. But I'm really behind the curve. So an item like this that's so bejeweled, this is an expensive item, no? What would you pay for that,
I mean,
Monica?
I bet Jojo Siwa's mother bejeweled it herself.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
they don't sell them like this.
Yeah.
That must
she
have
did
taken
that.
an eternity.
6 to 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Almost as long as it took you to incubate the baby.
Yeah, I usually have a gallon around with me because I drink a gallon a day or a half gallon if I'm feeling exhausted.
Okay.
But then quick trips like this, I was like, we need a smaller thing.
So have you figured out how many of these Stanleys equals a gallon? 3?
Like 3, yeah. I'm on 2 right now.
Will you have to go potty a lot while we're here?
I peed here.
Oh, you already did?
He was like, I'll step out. I was like, don't need to.
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't make that much noise. I'm an open door kind of peer.
How long dating a boy before you feel comfortable with it?
With a 2,
Yeah.
that took me a minute.
long
Yeah,
time.
that's a
It
while.
took
And was it an
him
accident?
like a week.
It took you a while. You guys are the worst.
They
We were
are.
really
Shaking your
like,
hand and
we were
farting.
Velcro. Day 1, I was like, you're never going to leave me. Day 6, I was like, we're in love.
Yeah.
And then month 1, I wrote our wedding song that we
What?
walked down the aisle to. Yeah, we're gross.
I'm so jealous. Well, and it's hopeful.
It's hopeful. It's a real thing.
But also, what I'm, I guess, proud of you of is you felt all those ways within 6 days, but you did date for a couple years before you got married,
We like stretched out as long as we could to a year and a half.
just for appearances.
Yeah, just to make everyone else happy. I literally called my mom, was like, when can he propose where people won't judge us? And she was
Yeah.
like, give it another few months. And I was like, no.
Okay, now for sure, you'll be the first person I ever met that grew up on Nantucket.
Really?
Yes, and let me bring you up to speed. I had no idea what was happening in that whole region of the world. But last summer, we went on vacation to Martha's Vineyard, which
Traitor.
is right
Yeah,
down
it's
the
bad.
coast.
It's the other island.
Is there a rivalry?
Enemies, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. In the sports, oh my God.
Oh, that super competitive island sports league?
We all lost.
Yeah, I'm sure. Tell me what the Nantucket people think about the Martha Vineyard people. I was in Martha's Vineyard and I got to hear kind of they think Nantucket's
they
very
think?
bougie now.
So are they.
Yeah,
Lady Gaga
big
has a
time.
house there.
Okay, we're getting into it.
They filmed Jaws there.
But Jaws isn't bougie.
But it's like famous.
iconic.
It's iconic.
It is very iconic. He had the
When
Kennedys.
people ask me where I'm from, I'm like, you ever seen Jaws? That's where I'm from. And I clump it all together. And when we really don't know, I'm like Cape Cod potato chips.
Oh,
You hit him with
everyone
Cape Cod
knows that.
potato chips. Yeah, Woods Pile Ferry. What is it? Woods. What's the ferry where you come out of? Woods Hole. Wood Hole.
Ew, that sounds like a
I don't even know what the ferry's called. We just call it the ferry.
This is a difference. In Nantucket, they just call it the ferry. In Martha's Vineyard, they call it
They have
Wood
names.
Hole.
Woodhole?
Well, that's the name
Gray Lady, I think is what it's called.
for the Nantucket Ferry.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Okay.
That's kind
I
of
think
sexy.
Robbie will tell
Yeah.
me, but it's called like Woods Hole or Woods Pile or Pile of Wood.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so what did the Nantucket people say? And mind you, it has evolved since you were born.
I'm 30 now, but they had more stuff than us. They were bigger. So when we went to their schools to play games, they had nicer, better, bigger things. And I was like, we're on a tiny little island. There's less of us. We got to be stronger together.
Okay, so you had an
We were like,
underdog.
we're going to stomp your grapes.
Sure.
Oh, that's so fancy to say. Stop
I know.
Your
We were like,
grapes.
we're going to make wine with you. Nah.
Oh,
bad.
wow.
Also, the notion that those two places would have rivals is pretty adorable.
Hilarious. It's like, oh, you
Yeah.
too.
We
Get
find
along,
rivalries
you know?
everywhere. No one can just get along, even in Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard.
And I've had people come up to me. They're like, I'm from Martha's Vineyard, so like, watch it. And I'm like, what? I got a zoo. I was like, sir.
Oh, that's their way of trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
But it has become way more expensive since you grew up there, no?
Probably. I remember gas was like $6 when I last saw it.
And the houses are quite nice.
I don't think. I'm trying to get away from that side of the world so much that I love these modern chic houses in LA. I didn't know was possible because growing up there's rules. You can't build a certain way. You have to have shingles. If you want a fence in the front, you have to ask permission. You can't paint your house. So the first time I came to California and every house is different and opposite, I was like, oh,
You
where
loved it.
am I?
You could be unique.
Over there, no matter how much money you throw into a big house, it's still going to be old and spooky.
In the wood shake exterior.
Yeah, and I'm like, there are ghosts here.
And that's so charming for us when we visit.
Yeah, you're like, oh. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ew, it's moldy.
Speaking of houses, real quick, I've been to your old house.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Julie Bowen's house?
Yes.
Shut up.
And it's gorgeous.
Isn't that the most gorgeous house ever?
It's so
I literally
nice.
sobbed leaving that house.
Why'd you leave it?
Because I was having babies and my brothers lived with me at the time. And there's 2 bedrooms down on that wing. It was like the man cave wing. And there was only one open bedroom right in the middle of them. And I was like, I don't want my baby crying in the middle of them and I don't want them waking him up and then I don't want to walk all the way and I didn't think it through so I was like bigger, let's go.
Okay.
it.
So you had both brothers. You're in the middle, right? You have an older and a younger?
Yes, we're like a year apart.
And they were living with you.
Yes.
Where did they go? You said tough
Just
shit.
recently, no, I have tried so hard to keep them with me, but really it's so recent that like I cried about it this morning. My younger brother found love, which is amazing. And she's
Hopeful.
the greatest girl ever. I have the best sister. And he lives with her now. And they're engaged and trying to find a grown-up apartment and live lives.
This is Justin.
Justin.
So Justin.
You saying his name, he's gonna die.
Okay. Well, they might not like this part.
Oh
though.
no.
Oh, Dax.
But he moved out of one gal's house, his sister, into another gal's.
Yeah. It's nothing crazy.
It's modern.
Yeah, it's not impressive. No. I clipped their wings. My boys lived in my house. My boys, my
Okay.
babies. These are my
Yeah.
brothers.
Your little
I clipped their
babies.
wings. I said, you live comfy and be my friend. That's your only thing you have to do.
Okay.
My older brother lived in our back house, and recently we're moving into a new home that doesn't have a back house. So I was like, do you think I should buy this house? Like, it's bigger and cooler, but there is no back house. Like, you're in the house. And he was like, this is great. Then I bought it, and he goes, listen, I thought about it. I don't want to be in the house. And I was like, you're breaking my heart. You said to buy it because you would come with me, and now you're not coming with me, and I'm going to cry, and I hate this.
Yeah.
And then I
That's
found him
not
a new
nice.
apartment, and I moved him in and everything, and it's devastating. I see him way less.
You're very maternal.
Yeah, you really
Yeah.
wanted to care for them.
Yeah. I worry about them so much. And my husband's like, hey, we have kids now.
Right.
So let's put that
Let's pivot.
attention into
also,
them.
if I was your husband and I had to live with both your brothers, I don't know.
So at first it was weird, and then my husband's more in love with my brothers than me.
Oh, okay.
We had a little something this morning.
Spat.
Yeah.
Ryan came in hot and was like, I don't want to do all these things with you. And then I left crying, and my husband went to him first and was like, proud of you. That was good.
Oh.
for like having
wow.
And
boundaries.
then he
This is
came up to
complex.
me and rubbed my back and was like, "You're exactly right to feel how you feel." And I was like,
Oh my God,
you're
I'm mad.
a liar.
I'm mad at him. I'm mad at him.
I'm mad. And he just had therapy. And
He just had therapy.
he just had therapy. And I was like, "How was it? Did you learn something?" And he was like, "I just love you." And I was like, "That's crazy. You didn't learn shit."
Well, he's either quite generous at seeing everyone's point of view, or
Very
he's playing both
empathetic. Is
sides.
he a Capricorn?
I am. He's a Gemini.
really bad.
Really bad. He trusts
Geminis
no
are
one.
bad?
He thinks everyone's out to get us.
But
He
me
starts
too.
negative.
And I'm not a Gemini.
But me too.
I wonder if it's in your rising or your moon.
Oh man, we gotta
might be.
We need to
find out.
look into it.
That changes year to year, I assume.
No.
Nope.
Oh,
It's
okay.
your
It's all
birth
one
chart.
thing, your birth chart. There's apps for it.
Okay, but doesn't everyone have a different birth chart?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. If you're born in 75, January 2nd, do you have the same rising as you would if you were born in 84?
No, because it depends on, you put your exact birthday, your time of birth to the
Right.
minute.
That's what I thought.
And
Yeah,
location.
yeah.
That could explain some stuff. Why did mom and dad find their way to Nantucket? They're jewelers?
They were. My dad's had like 7 lives. He was 43 when he started pushing us out.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
This coffee is so fancy. I don't even know how to open it. I can't do it.
Have you ever had one? You live here in LA.
What is this?
It's called a cream top, which is a very perverted name.
That's cream. I'm going to be pooping later. That's
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, you will. Maybe even mid-interview.
Mid-interview.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys can hear it.
Oh, that'd be so sweet.
That'd be a first ever.
My parents, it's a long, weird story, but a lot of people go to Nantucket to vacation there in the summer. Then they love it so much, they end up staying year round. So my dad was that guy. He was like a band teacher at one point. He was a lifeguard, a police officer.
Oh, wow.
Not a legit one, but like a summer cop. He's had many lives.
Is he from Boston?
He's from Springfield, Mass. My mom was from Vermont and New Hampshire, something like that. And
They're
she would
indistinguishable if
summer-
you've been. Sorry, New Hampshire
yeah.
and
It's
Vermont.
like the same place,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, virtually.
So my mom would summer there too because her uncle lived there. Stay with me, it'll make sense. Her uncle was on Nantucket, who was good friends with my soon-to-be father.
So
which
there's
is
an age
the
gap.
Age gap, yeah.
Oh, how
and they
big is
said,
the age gap?
It's 20.
I love this story.
He was 19 when she would go to Nantucket, and he was 40. And they were like, keep her away from Gary. And she was like, who's Gary? And I was
your
like,
mom's
I always laugh at her. I'm
dangerous.
like, you little hoe. And she was like, I didn't like anyone my age.
I can relate.
He had his life together, and now he's 75 and
Yes.
she's 55, and it's starting to sink in.
Is she starting to feel like a caretaker?
He's so young, and so like I gotta be doing something at all times that he's on it. I hope he doesn't hear this. I don't think he should drive a car soon. He got hit by a car recently just walking.
Oh.
No.
And that really took him 10 years back.
These falls aren't good.
These falls aren't good, and he loves to go on walks, and he loves nighttime walks. If he's on a bike, he won't wear a helmet because he's from the 20s.
Probably also a Capricorn.
He's March, so no, but he is old school, stubborn. Can't tell him what to do.
How did they meet? This is an enormous age gap. Nowadays, this would be
We would
rough.
judge. Back then, we were like, we're rooting for you.
But they've been together for 30 years.
Yeah. So her parents are only 5 years older than my dad.
Oh my
Well,
God.
yeah,
It
the
was
uncle's
weird.
friend. Is your dad hot? Be honest.
No.
Really?
He was just like, you know what it was? The dude is charming.
Okay, that'll do it.
Charisma is his middle name. He's a musician. He would sing at church and at weddings, and he would host. He hosted the March of Dimes on TV on Nantucket.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like, my dad's a celebrity. And
was in show
I would
business.
sing there with him at like 6.
Aw.
Yeah, it was great.
So really quick, not to psychoanalyze
She's
mom.
gonna die. She loves this podcast
She
so
does?
much. Yeah, she's sitting in the car right now. She's
Oh,
freaking
she
out.
is? Oh, I have to meet her before
Shout
she goes.
out.
Why was stability so appealing to her?
The dudes her age were all a mess. 19-year-old boys. Ugh.
Yeah, they're not great.
She had a few boyfriends that she says they were cuckoo or they would cause a scene at her house and embarrass her when she broke up with them. She was a babe.
Okay.
Babe
Smoke
with
show.
boobs. I was like, where did my boobs go? I didn't get any of your boobs.
Yeah,
I
a lot
always
of people
tell her I
have
get dad's
beefs
boobs.
with their mom about that.
Yeah. I was like, something happened and I have dada's boobs.
But wait, when you were younger and you're waiting to go through puberty, is your expectation we're going to get those?
Yeah. I was like, if
So you
the
might have
math
had a little
tracks,
heightened
these cones will turn into boobs.
Yeah, you're just like waiting for any day now.
My brothers would be like, hey, cone tits.
God.
Yeah, what was it like growing up with two boys?
I played football. I played baseball. My friends were the cheerleaders, and I was like, I'm on football. I was a big girl, too. So at one point, I was center, and my older brother, a year and 5 days older, was quarterback.
You were literally on
I
the
was
football team?
Bent over.
Oh, no.
Oh, careful, Stanley. Held up pretty good. It didn't
No,
spill
they're really
too bad.
good. If you don't know what center is, I'm bent over with the ball, about to hike it through my cooch to my older brother.
Whoa.
And I was like, at one point, who's messing with us? The coach's dad's friend. Why are we doing this?
So it was an actual team.
Oh, we were the Dolphins.
In high school?
No, this is 3rd grade, 4th grade. This was Boys and Girls Club after school programs.
Got it.
I gotcha. Okay, so you start singing at 6 at church. Very traditional place to start singing. Many of the singers we've interviewed started in church.
Yeah.
Which concerns me as people start
Yeah.
going to church. Where will people start singing?
My dad would have us go every Sunday, and he was really cool and could sing, not great, but he was charming. He knew it, really confident, really cool. He's a cool dude. When people would show up to church in the morning on time, he'd be like, come over here. We're going to give them a song because they showed up on time. And so we would just random pop-up shows. He knew I liked songwriting and wanted to be a better performer and was like, well, you have to do it more. So I'm going to throw you in there whenever I can. So he'd be like, Mother's Day is coming out. Why don't you write me a song?
He played the organ at the church?
Organ and piano and keys, everything. He could play the big one too, where he could step on the pedals.
Oh, yeah.
And ever since I was really young, I would sit next to him and he'd be like, pull out the flute. And I was like, no, okay. And like help him.
All right, so this is a self-serving question because I was 38, so only 5 years younger than your dad. Did you say 43 when he started having kids?
Yeah.
Were you conscious of him being an older dad?
Not at first. At first, he was the most fun dad. And we would climb all over him. And there's videos of us just attacking him. And we didn't ever think of him as old until I got to kindergarten. Him and my mom brought me to school. And my friend was like, is that your grandpa?
Okay.
And we get that a lot. You don't look like a grandpa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad was like, more grandpa-y than you.
Okay.
You look like a movie star. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you. And were you self-conscious of it?
Yeah, I was like, no, that's my dad. And I was upset.
He was very stable when my mom met him.
He has a good job. And they work at the jewelry store together. My mom especially looks really young.
So this is exacerbated.
So when customers would come in, they go, oh, honey, is your dad here? To her.
Oh, wow. This is a unique story.
I know, no one knows this part of me.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
very
it.
unique.
And anyone who meets me and my mom, they're like, sisters. When they would walk in and see me and mom working at the jewelry store, they'd be like, girls, where's dad?
Oh, wow.
Christ.
Like, that's her husband. She's
Get
like,
real.
"Shut
That's
up."
my grandpa.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you get confused about what's what.
Now, Nantucket's tiny, right?
Teensy weensy.
So I presume you guys know everyone at some point.
It sucks to go get tampons.
Yes, you know the boy working
Well,
at the
it's your
counter.
friend's dad.
Oh,
It's
sure.
like, hey, Dan, I slept over your house the other night.
Yeah, just going to grab these heavy flow tampons.
Yeah. I was like, there's got to be another way.
Now, did you pine to be off of Nantucket?
Yeah, it's also famous for people staying there. My dad was a band teacher, and all the students that he taught there grew up and had children with him at the same time. So all my friends' parents were like, your dad was my band teacher. And then it starts being like, who's cousins with that one? You know?
Very insular.
And it's rough in the winter there, right?
There's not much to do. So you do drugs and you drink and you hook up and you do a lot of weird things at a really young age. 13, my brother started drinking and smoking.
My town was tiny and there was nothing going on either. And several kids left junior high pregnant.
That's better than mine, dude. Mine were suicides. 5.
5?
And the first one, they did a shrine on the wall because they didn't know what to do. So everyone started leaving notes. And then I think that inspired the other ones like, well, that looks cool. I'm doing that.
It is contagious.
The head of some hospital in Boston came down to be like, we're going to switch things up because this is not how you handle this.
Right. You
Right.
basically got to ignore it and keep it quiet. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
God.
So we moved to Cape Cod.
Is that what instigated the move?
I was also allergic to this island. I was coughing a lot. I had this weird cough tick. And I also found out I was allergic to certain molds. And these schools are just old and wet. I went to every doctor ever and they were like, are you getting bullied? And I was like, no, dude, I'm pretty popular. I just can't stop this cough. And then we did an allergy test and it was like certain grass, certain molds. And you just walk in those old buildings and you just see wet.
Yeah, it's very damp climate. And did you have other ticks?
Yeah. When I was really young, I would hum at the table. Not a singing hum. I would take a sip and go,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and
about
I
this
have
one?
to have an even number.
Same. I'm writing about it right now. I'm having so much fun. They're endless when I start remembering them. But did you do this one? Bree and I both had this in common as ticks where you have to check that you can go, like you have to check that you can make that noise, that very highest Yes,
Up
that
there?
yeah. You like needed to know that you could still make that noise. It would be overwhelming and you'd have to find it.
Mine was, I still have it sometimes if my husband puts his big hand on this shoulder. I'm like, well, then get this one.
Right.
You know,
Evenness.
I gotta be even. If the radio station, when you turned up the volume, it would always be like half and then a full bar. And if it was half, I was like, I'm going crazy. And my brothers would just mess with me. Or they would like scratch on the fabric of the roof. And I was like, please stop. And he was like, yeah. You know, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, I had a thing with anytime I had dry mud on my feet and then I'd be in the classroom that had that carpet, I would like almost pass out because I would rub the dryness on that carpet and it would give me heebie-jeebies until I'd have to go to the drinking fountain and make everything wet.
Oh my God.
Wait, you made your feet wet?
I would have to like wet my fingertips and there's just so much dryness on my feet and on the carpet that I had to find moisture.
Poor thing.
Well, I was like so busy. Were you busy all day with the different things?
I was exhausted. I've always, my whole life, picked my skin off my fingers.
We were just talking about this. Do you ever eat it?
No, I don't swallow it.
But you
you
chew
chew
on it,
it?
right?
I gather a pile.
Okay.
Okay. We just got in a whole debate because I had a peel and I peeled this little piece off. And for a second, I was like, I want to chew on this. I didn't do it.
But you wanted to.
I really
Were you
wanted
like,
to.
God, that looks yummy?
No.
You
so
wanna
something
feel the
about the
texture.
texture.
Yeah.
My thing was when you bite a callus off and then you just feel
It's
it
like
in
in
your
your
teeth.
teeth.
I would, if I couldn't get my fingers, I go to my mouth and I get my lips.
I always get my lips.
Oh man, I could cause
Damage.
like craters in there. I just look crazy, like I'm on drugs.
Do you think that was a genetic disposition?
I hope so. Nothing crazy happened to me at childhood that I'm like, that tracks.
Reading about you, it seems like you had the most idyllic, supportive, lovely family.
We had a great family. There's always family stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. But the fact that you start singing at 6, you start performing with your dad and your aunt and your brother. You're in a cover band by the time you're 12. This sounds so cute and
It was
dreamy.
cute.
Walk me through it. I don't want to jump to it. But at 6, you start singing. What age does garage band enter your life?
I was young when Mac was making computers again, and they were like, this is cool, and now we're doing silver, that world. And my dad, it was a big purchase. I think it was my birthday. And he let me know this is a big deal. But he also let me know that he had a credit card and was like, anything I buy in here, you could pay me back someday when you make money from music. And I was like, fuck you, Dad.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I should be saving receipts.
Yeah.
This is an
You're
expensive trip to
This is
Lisbon,
the card
yeah.
that I use for Meghan. It will be paid back. And I did. But yeah, he got me a Macintosh. He also was like Dell guy all the way.
So he had to break his religion.
He's like, I don't know how to use this. I cannot help you. But you figure it out. There's something called GarageBand on here, and you can make beats. Because I was trying to do it on the Dell computers, and I was like, this sucks. But then I learned it right away. And I would show him as a thank you for buying this. I wrote a song for you. And then it turned into every day I was writing a new song.
So what kind of kid were you? You said you were popular.
My older brother was popular, so by default, I got to be there a little bit. I was trainer sis all throughout middle school and high school.
They called him Trainor.
Yeah, he's trainer, and I was trainer sis.
And then Justin, how did he fit in?
J-Train.
Oh, what a dumb question. That
They loved him because he was a freshman while Ryan was a very popular senior.
Oh,
and at a junior, we became more friends. Finally, my older brother and I.
because you wanted to be his best friend.
So
Ryan.
bad. I just followed him everywhere, and he was like, get away from me. And now we're best friends, but it took so long. I just had to be a pop star. No. And at that point in high school, we brought Justin to every high school party, and we would roll in, the three of us, like, the trainers are here.
Oh, wow. This is ideal.
It was sick. We had a garage with a cold attic above it, and we would have little parties up there. Me and my brothers would make eye contact and be like, are you over this? And he's like, I'm over this. And we'd be like, 1, 2, 3, everybody get out.
Oh, okay. You were really running the show.
Ran the show,
Okay.
yeah.
This is the dream.
It is. If I
It was
was your
great.
parents, I'd be so pleased by this. My kids all get along.
Yeah.
They're
They're
going to
ruling
parties
the school.
together. Yeah.
And was Justin trying to hook up with your friends and you were trying to hook up with Ryan's friends?
I was trying to hook up with Ryan's friends, but none of them would portray him like that, quote unquote. I was like, am I a monster? Why won't you look at me? They're like, I would never do that to Ryan. And I was like,
Okay.
you're a loser, bye. But he would hook up with all my friends.
Well,
and I was like,
naturally,
that's
yeah.
fine, I guess.
Yeah, that's not fair.
And was Justin gobbling up any scraps?
No, he was sweet and shy and insecure.
Okay, I like him. It's
He's a sweetie.
He found
peetie.
love.
He found love.
gonna be hard for Ryan. He's had too many options.
So Ryan, I wanted to ask if this is like an addict thing because
Yeah.
he's sober now for 3 years.
Oh, wonderful.
congrats.
Oh yeah,
Congratulations to
yeah. Yeah, he went crazy.
He had to. He was too cool in high school.
But he was extra cool out here, too. He was like my brother out here, and all the parties that I was invited to, I never went and was like, Ryan, go for me. And he was great at it. I never had to worry about him ever. But then we saw it was a problem when he fell on his face and started bleeding and almost died like that. He came out with a black eye and thought, I almost died in my bathroom like this. Like, this is my wake-up call. He was so afraid. And then was like, okay, I'm done. Went cold turkey, which is very dangerous with the amount he was drinking. He could have had seizures and stuff, and he didn't. He did great. So he's on his 3rd year now, and he's doing wonderful. And I forgot my question about it. Oh, he's only had like one girlfriend. And he's very attractive, very charming, awesome guy. Everyone would be shocked to hear he only had one girlfriend his whole life, and it was in high school. He's had flings, but it never lasts. Or if a girl is immediately interested in him, he's like, I'm bored. What's that?
He's always been a stud, and everyone likes him.
It's not hard for people to fall in love with him fast.
And also, if you go out to your garage and you have like 10 supercars.
He does not.
Well, no, I know. But I'm saying the odds of you committing
He's
to
making
one of the
women-
supercars and only driving that supercar when there are 10 there, it's a unique person that's going to make that decision. Not that we should ever feel bad for gorgeous, popular guys, but I think it's harder for them to make that decision.
Does he want to have a family?
For a long time, especially being sober, he's like, I need to figure this out. I need to figure me out. But now at 3 years, I put so much pressure on him. We'll meet a nice new lady and I'll be like, hey, you could be my sister. Do you think my bro's cute? Do you like it? I'm aggressive and I know I need to pull back and stop. But I have the best love with my husband and he's my best friend and I couldn't live without him. I don't like pooping without him. I don't like peeing without him. I don't want to shower unless he's close. I'm codependent and I'm fine with that. And I want my brother to find that happiness.
Same codependency.
Yeah. And now he truly lives on his own. And I'm like, I know he's alone. I was like, you're going to find the best person. Where are they?
So loneliness scares you.
Loneliness scares me. Death scares me more.
I hate death. I'm watching 6 Feet Under right now. I wouldn't recommend.
I love it. I watch Dateline every night. I listen to Dateline to fall asleep.
I think
That's the
people that are
thing.
most fearful of death are really drawn.
I cannot get enough of it. I think I'm going to solve a crime one day.
Do you listen to the murder podcasts and stuff?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
All of them, yeah.
I love it. They need to have a good voice, though. And Keith Morrison is the best.
love Keith.
I'm like, it's a lullaby.
Are you singing to the choir right now?
Singing in the choir?
Singing to the choir?
Preaching to the
Preaching
choir.
to the choir?
I was like, shall I sing?
Shall I
yes,
sing?
is the answer.
To promo, my whole album Timeless is about my big fear of death, but I turned it into a love song. Don't worry, it's not like a big album of sad. I wrote this song called Timeless. I think you will love it. It starts with nothing's forever. That's what I'm told. And it doesn't make any sense to me. All these memories we make, where do they go? It can't just be poof gone.
Is that an archway into spirituality?
I don't know what I believe in. I'm so confused and lost. I wish I could see a ghost so that I know I could at least haunt my kids forever. I tried. I went to a haunted mansion. I saw nothing. And I was like,
Yeah. I haven't seen any either. I accept
want
that other
to.
people do, but I personally
I know.
haven't.
I'm like, I've seen videos and I'm like, I believe that. That's sick. But like, show it in person. I want to see a body in front of me that was here and is not.
Because I can't find purchase in a belief in a God.
Same.
But I was listening to this book for the second time, A Brief History of Intelligence. Great book, recommend it. It's talking about the period in evolution where fish crawled out of the water and started eating vegetation close to the waterline and develop lungs, ultimately becomes mammals, right? And my understanding of evolution, which is there's a mutation, then that mutation's beneficial, and then they breed more, and that's how the thing lasts. Lungs is so complicated. How the fuck could that be a mutation? Are we saying one fish one of these days had a set of lungs? And all of a sudden I was like, I don't think I buy this. Even though I'm the biggest proponent of science, I'm like, that's way too complicated
Maybe it
of
was
a
like
mutation.
100 million years.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
Think about the steps that led to the lungs. Even if you have a kabillion-year timeline, for them to evolve one cell at a time, one mutation at a time, it's so complex and opposite of the previous system. I was a little bit like, wow, do I believe this?
Oh,
I mean,
God.
like, think about when your wifey was pregnant and how there was nothing in there, and then there was lungs
Exactly.
in a matter of months.
But it had
They were a
DNA
sesame seed.
telling it how to build those lungs.
I don't know. That's deep. I can't help you with
I know,
that.
to go from gills to lungs sounds like quite a
So
mutation.
you think when we die, it's like black and that's it?
I do.
Oh, fuck.
You too?
I want to not.
Right. We'd all like to not. I
know.
do think that, but just last night thinking about the lungs, I was like, I don't know, man. That's quite a mutation.
So that means then you believe it is divine?
I don't jump to I know what it is, but I did have a moment where I was like, that's a little hard for me to believe. In the way this has been explained and we all accept it, I find it a little hard to believe that lungs could be a mutation.
Do you believe aliens are running this?
No.
Damn.
I believe in aliens, but I don't think they've ever been here.
They didn't make us.
Right. They're too far away.
They're not running the sim.
Yeah.
We're not their pets.
Okay. Back to your life. Sorry about the fish thing. Really, last night I was just like,
No, I'm going to ask my whole family.
bullshit.
My uncle's very into that, so I'm going to ask him.
Okay. And it's a great book. I recommend it. But just lungs is a mutation. Anyways, moving on. You write your first song at 12. Here's what I knew about you. And I think you already know this because you've run into Kristen a few times in real life.
Once, and it was the best day of my life.
Okay, just once. Is that an award show?
It was at James Corden backstage. I got to hold her.
Okay, great.
Oh, that's nice. She's very holdable.
She is.
And at that time, she was 2 or 3. Delta's first song she ever sang compulsively was All About That
You
Bass.
stop it.
And she would say, do you remember this, Monica? She would go, all about that bass. No trouble. She
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
trouble, and she mispronounced it to trouble.
Invite me over. What do you mean? I'll sing it in person.
Oh, my God.
I'm pretty sure she told you that when you guys met, because I think she came home and she's like, oh my God, I met Meghan Trainor, and I got to tell her that Delta sings All About That Bass, No Trouble. We own the CD.
You own the CD.
You know, you could mail in and you could get a little thing from you that was written and an actual physical CD. Delta demanded we get her this CD at like 3 years old.
I
And we're like,
sent it to you.
but we're like, hon, we have nowhere to play this. She didn't care. And she has the CD, but she doesn't know what she's going to do with it. We have an 11-year-old too. And I'm trying to imagine her committing daily to writing songs.
And making beats.
I didn't know your story started so young until today. Even though I was fully aware of you and thanked you from afar for this gift of Delta saying Twubble, I didn't realize you were like fucking 12 and 15 and in bands and writing tons of songs by the time you were 17.
My dad was very musical. So there was a piano in the house, and he's been playing since he was 11. And then he was a band teacher, so he learned other instruments. He had this weird thing where he refused to teach me because he was a teacher for so long, and he said he didn't want to fight with me.
Do you think you would have been able to take instruction from him?
I was desperate for it. And then one day he taught me the circle of fifths, and I was like, this is fucking lame. Just teach me chords. And then he did.
Wait, do you say the cycle?
Circle of fifths.
I thought
It's like
you
a
were making a
music
joke
thing.
about
No.
Dax's fish story,
Oh, no,
and
no,
I
no. I was like, this is
callback
lame.
I thought you were doing a callback
No,
to the
yeah.
fish.
He showed me, he's like, I'll give you the basics and that's it. I'm not going to teach you anything else. You have to learn by ear. And that's what I did. So he showed me what a chord is, and then I just sat there forever. I've never loved something so much. So I was like, I will figure this out. One day I found a guitar that was like an old guitar he never played deep in the closet. And I was like, what's this? And he's like, it's a guitar. I don't really know how to play, but I could show you 3 chords. So he showed me the 3 chords. I learned a whole song. My first song was from Jaws, when they're drunk in the boat. And it was, show me the way to go home, boom, boom. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. You know that one?
No, but I love
Had a
hearing you
little
sing
drink
it.
about an hour ago, and it went straight to my head. That's what I did with a
God,
guitar.
your voice.
That's lovely.
Oh my God,
really
thanks.
Two things
good.
were happening. I was like excited and I recognized the song. And then I literally went, that movie is so much bigger in Nantucket and
you imagine?
in Martha's Vineyard.
Also, it's the reason I won't go in the ocean. So it ruined my life.
But I don't think
you're
most
smart.
people know the song from Jaws. So he might not have taught you, but crazy supportive because he built like a little recording studio.
I just was so persistent that hours later, I was like, Dad, look, I learned a whole song. And he was like, holy crap. I remember in high school, he got me a ukulele. And he's like, I don't know how to play this either, but I'm sure you could figure it out. And then I wrote a whole lullaby that day as like my thank you, and would write him songs all the time. As I would write more, I'd get better, and I would produce more, and I'd get better with my production. And then eventually I was going to start traveling to do songwriting. And we bought the equipment that I could set up in a hotel room and work anywhere. He was like, I don't want you to have to rely on anyone. But the training was tough. He would have all the wires laid out on the ground random, and he would go, put it together.
Oh, wow.
I was like, Dad. And I was like,
Do it for me.
help me. And he was like, no, dude, when you land in LA and you're by yourself, you got to figure this out. And then I set it all up and I was like, it works. And he's like, no, write a song. And then in high school, when I was like a beast at it, after school every day, I would go home, write a song, and play it by dinner time for all of
Every
them.
day.
My dad's like, you're not really great at something until you've done it 500 times, then write 10,000 songs. And so I was trying to get my hours in.
He's a big part of this
Yeah,
story.
he's a big part of this. But I bought him a house and was like, we good?
Yeah. Do you feel like you owe him?
Yeah, I got a job in Australia to do Australian Idol. And half of my paycheck, I was like, I'm bringing the whole fam and my dad. He's never been. He's 75. We're going to live in Australia. So that's how I try to pay him back.
This is my dream.
Your daughters are going to pay you to go to Australia.
Well, I'm willing to buy my own ticket, but if they want me there while they're doing
That's a
something
dream,
like that, is the dream.
It was sick.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Between 15 and 17, you wrote 3 albums and produced them yourself.
So embarrassing. Because of songs, I'm like, oh my God, I hope no one hears
Well,
them.
that was going to be one of my questions. What on earth are you writing about at that age?
So much love.
You just were desperate to be
Desperate
in love.
to be in love. My mom's like, who are you?
Anyone who didn't like
yeah,
me.
the first ones, I didn't know what love was. And then the third album, I went through my first heartbreak. And then that album that I wrote and produced, I got a publishing deal because of it. So I was like, this is my Adele album. Fuck you, I win.
Yeah.
This would be my guess, is that you would present very boy-friendly because of the brothers. And then it would turn out that you are a girl with emotions. And the boy would be like, hold on.
He would present
thought you
as
were
male.
I thought you were a bro with boobs.
Also, when I got quote unquote famous and started looking way prettier than I did, I got fake hair, I got makeup. I've never been prettier. I'm gonna find love. And then I would go out with my bro and no one would approach me. No one would speak to me. And then we'd go home and eat
This is
pizza and be sad.
post-
Right after base, where I'm like, oh my God, guys are gonna line up for me. No one look at me.
How do you explain that?
I asked my bro, I was like, dude, do I give off mean vibes? Am I a monster? And he was like, no, dude, you just take over a whole room. And sometimes that's intimidating for weak guys.
Yeah.
Daryl was the first guy that was so brave. We were hanging out. He was playing piano, singing terribly, Coldplay. And I was like, Jesus Christ, who is this guy? Why is he singing to me right now? The ball's on this
That
guy.
is ballsy.
But he was really swinging for the fences,
He was
playing
like, there's a
Coldplay.
sky full of stars, and I was like, what are you doing? He lives and dies for Coldplay. That's number 1, and then I'm number 2.
That's a good pick. Well, it sounds like Coldplay's number 1, Ryan's number 2, you're number 3 in
Literally.
the previous
No,
story.
Daryl is in love with my brother.
Okay, so you're also kind of hungry to learn. So you are doing it in high school. You're receiving some instruction, but then you're also going to these camps through Berkeley in the summer.
You Wikipedia me, dude. How do you know
You have an
this?
excessively long Wikipedia by
Oh my
chance.
God.
And I tried to whip up a
It's
theory.
not real. Yes, I did go to summer camp. I went to band camp at Berkeley College of Music because I was trying to get into their college. So I heard if you go there for 3 years, you get kind of a discount when you go in or you automatically get in. I did 2 years and then I got the 3rd year for free or something. So I was like doing good. And then I got into the school, but I got 20 grand off or something out of 60 grand
Ooh,
a year. And I was
okay.
like, well, that stings.
And that would have been to go to college there?
Yeah, college. And at the same time, I signed a publishing deal already.
But you go to Nashville for a music convention.
Even weird, I went to Durango, Colorado.
Oh, Durango. Okay, I've been.
And they did a songwriting expo, but all the publishers I met were from Nashville.
So, right, this is the part that I'm very curious about because I know how it works in acting, but I'm curious if you're in Nantucket and you want to be a songwriter and you're going to band camp in the summer, what are these expos?
My mom was Googling everything. She was signing me up for all these songwriting competitions online, like on taxi.com or something, and was like, you won. And I was like, what did I win? And they were like, the front page of their website. And I was like,
Perfect.
hell yeah. She was just trying to prove to herself, I'm not just like a mama who loves my baby so much. There's good here. And so they looked up songwriting places where you could go and submit your song. And that's what these expos were. And they were terrifying.
Yeah, how do they work?
Hundreds of people walking around in this hotel. You're lost. I'm like, I've never seen so many people in my life.
You feel stupid, right?
Stupid, yeah. My
Yes.
dad was with me. We would go into separate ballrooms with a lot of chairs and then 4 dudes up at a table with a shitty boombox ready to play your CD.
Oh, wow.
And you would walk up when it was your turn, hand them the lyrics, hand in the CD, and be like, it's track 7, and then sit while the entire room watches you get judged.
They listen to the song, you don't
They
perform
listen to the
it.
song
While you're sitting
while
there.
you're sitting there.
Oh.
I was so nervous that I wrote on top of it. I'm 17. I produced it in my basement, trying to be like, yo, go easy on me, dude, please.
Yeah, setting the bar low.
Anyone could sign up if you paid like $300 to go. There was some songwriters there that you were like, oh no, this is tough to listen to. Or like 50-year-old men that were like, this is my dying dream. And you're like, it
It's going to
shouldn't
be me next year. How many folks were your age?
There was a few of us, and it was us with our parents. But I remember the first year I went, they were like, your lyrics don't really make sense, but your melodies are really great and your production's great. And I was like, well, that tracks. I'm 16.
That was good advice, I guess?
Yeah, they were nice, but you're just so afraid. And then my dad's like, we're going again. And I was like, I don't want to go again, dude. All they do is rip apart your songs, make you feel bad. And he was like, but you wrote a whole new album since then, and it is way better. We have to go show them what you learned. And that was the album I got my publishing deal from.
It's hard not to love Dad.
I love
in
Dad.
these stories.
I love Dad. I'm interested in what Dad's doing because he was like, I'm not going to teach you. I'm keeping sort of arm's length, but also very much not.
It sounds like he had the perfect distance.
Yeah, they've never been my managers or my momagers. They've never been like, do this or else. I never felt guilty if I lost something.
But like he stepped in
They were
at the
just
moment that you
believers.
needed to be told to give it another shot, which
Yeah.
is interesting.
And so when I went there the next time, there was talk, oh man, Megan's going to get the deal this time because someone's going to get a publishing deal out of that. But it's rare. It's like if you get it, you are the queen.
Yeah, well, it's these stories of these casting workshops where someone
Exactly.
really does. And
It
we were
never
just
happens.
It never happens.
but we were just interviewing
Oh, Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy. He had gone with Alicia Silverstone. And yes, he had some success.
I can't believe they do that for acting. I didn't know that.
how are you going to get in front of a casting director if you don't have an agent? Or how are you going to get in front of an agent? And a lot of
normally
it's
it's a scam.
A lot of it's a racket.
I mean, yeah, I felt like I was at a place that was a scam, but it worked. And then at the end of the convention, they have legendary songwriters go up and perform. And I told my dad the second time, I was like, Dad, my goal is to be on that stage someday and come back and play. One of the songwriters there, Big Al Anderson, and another writer who was really great named Chris Galbuta, who's now my best buddy. They were friends hanging out, hearing my songs, and they were just so impressed with my album that I
How
wrote.
old were they?
Big Al was an old dude, like
Okay.
60. And then Chris was a young but old at heart dude that was like 30, I want to say, 35. They wanted to write with me. And I was like, I'm going to shit myself. This is the coolest day ever. And we wrote a song called Can't Blame a Girl for Trying. And it was the cutest song on my ukulele. And Al said, we're going to sing that at the last performance. And I was like, on the big stage? And he was like, mm-hmm. I was like, Dad, I'm going to be performing on the big stage at the end of the convention. And he was like, what? And I was like,
yeah.
So special.
and then we did it. It was so new that I had the lyrics on my phone on my lap, and it's probably on YouTube somewhere. A guy that worked with Disney was there and came up to me after and was like, hi, I'm going to get that song cut. That was wonderful. And I was just like sobbing, crying, calling my mom like, I was on the big stage.
It's happening.
Everyone said I was awesome. And then Sabrina Carpenter eventually cut that song
No way.
at Hollywood Records.
The
yeah.
same song you wrote
The
at this
same
weird
song.
convention.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm a fairy tale and I'm a princess.
Queen of the world. Wow.
Was this
It was a movie.
Big Yellow Dog music that signed you?
Yeah, I was like 17. They're like, we really want to wait till you're 18.
You graduated in the same year. This is 2012.
Yes, I graduated then, but in high school, I left at lunchtime with my dad to go sign my publishing deal.
No kidding.
I went back and was like, I got a job. And my friends were like, whatever.
And so what did that look like? I know you graduated and then you spent a couple of years, you were traveling to like New York and LA and Nashville to write with people. At that time, and even when you went to the convention, were you wanting to be a performer or just a writer?
Big Yellow Dog, this girl, Carla, she signed me. When I first went to go sing for them, she was like, well, you should be the singer. Yeah, that's like an end goal dream.
So you
I'm
were
just
being
trying to get my way
conservative.
into there. My dad, he was brutally honest too. That's like his other thing. So he was like, I'm reading this article about L.A. Reid, and he says you have to have the look. I don't know if you got the look yet, but one day I was like, Dad, don't worry about it. I'm going to get in with my songwriting. People will be like, that's that big songwriter. And then at like 26, I'll be like, this is me. Check it out.
You did have the goal. It's just at that time you were like, I'm happy to just be writing songs.
I was like, any way to get in. And I didn't know you could make a living off of being a songwriter. And I was like, what a treat.
What did that look like?
You wake up at 11 and you show up to the session at noon. It was a dream job for a 19-year-old. And you write a song with other songwriters just trying to make it. So you don't get really paid to go to work. You show up and you write a song and you hope something happens.
And then you make a demo of it. And then if someone were to come to Big Yellow Dog Music in search of a song, they would listen to these.
Other record labels would come to publishers and be like, hey, do you have a song that's like poppy and is about this? I wrote all about that bass a year in with this publishing deal. And for 9 months, nobody would cut it.
Listen, I stumble into a lot of bad blood and stuff because I'm not super dialed in, but you meet somebody along the way, though, right? You meet Kevin.
Kevin Kadish.
We're still good with Kevin?
Yeah. Wait,
A lot of these early stories when people...
Oh.
I don't know if at this point there's been a big...
Falling out.
Or has anyone sued anyone? Because that
one
happens a lot.
No one sued anyone. We don't talk anymore, but
Okay.
it was wild. I was like 19 and he was a dad.
You just got assigned to write with him?
My friend was signed as an artist and she was working with him. And my publisher was like, you got to meet this pop star that we're going to go see. We're going to go say hi. And we became best friends. But I was also like, oh, this is the guy that wrote Geek in the Pink and a bunch of hits. I liked what he did.
And so then you guys started working together.
Well, I asked, could I work with him? And at first, I think he said no. And then someone convinced him to let me go there and write with him and that I would be better. And the first song we wrote together was all about that bass.
Where did it happen?
His studio's like a barn. Outside, there's like 100 cows.
In Nashville?
Yeah. I drove like 45 minutes to get there. He was like the highest producer-songwriter I've written with. I was so nervous and I was just trying to impress him. And then we chatted, who are you? And I was like, I was a chubby kid from Nantucket. And he was like, I was a chubby kid. And we bonded over that. He showed me a title that he had all bass, no treble. And I was like, the kids, we say like, yo, I'm all about that. And we made it like, I'm all about that bass, no treble. And I was like, what if it's bass, your butt, and no tits, no treble?
Oh, did you know that?
I didn't
No one
know
knows that. It's stupid. Bass is like thick, 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 and treble is like so nice and thin.
I love that.
Yeah. So then we wrote that song in like 45 minutes. And we were laughing because we're like, no one's going to sing this. But I was like, I'll sing the demo, like, whatever. And there was like no autotune. I just put on this sassy girl character.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if you know this, but I can also rap. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size 2. No one remembers that I rapped on that song, which now I'm like, that's embarrassing.
It's not, though.
I remember leaving the door being like, do you like it? And he was like, yeah, do you like it? And I was like, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's good.
You probably had written other songs that you liked much more.
I was like, oh, these are beautiful. These are great big pop songs. And then when I heard that Epic Records loved that song, I was like, do they mean a different song or do they mean that song?
But there were some steps before anyone loved it, right? At first, you were trying to get other artists to want to buy
My
it.
publishers were. And I remember playing it for like an A&R at one point, and he was like, oh, you're chubby and confident. You think that's a thing? That's cute, but it's not like a hit song. And then later on, when I had a record deal for it, all those guys came back and was like, yo, F you for not signing with me. And I was like, I played you that song. You said it was trash.
Right. So people didn't like it. But also in that period, you write the song in 2012, I guess, but then it gets put out in 2013. You had songs that got bought, I guess, or sang by Hunter Hayes, Rascal
Hunter
Flatts.
didn't release a song, but we wrote together.
What about Rascal Flatts?
Rascal Flatts had a #1 with them.
Wow.
Which is
So,
nutty.
and you were 19?
Like 19.
Do you get paid a lot?
I don't know what I made on those songs.
You don't?
That's my other issue in life. And I've said this before. I don't know what money
idea.
I have. I have no clue.
Wow, okay. That sounds liberating.
I don't know if I want to know, but I should know. And they tell me. We have meetings about it.
Or they say if you're in
You
trouble.
glaze over.
I have my mom there, my dad there, my other manager there, my husband there. And I go, talk
Every
to me like
adult
I'm
you know.
6, dude. I
Yeah.
don't get it.
I know. It's confusing.
Can I buy shit or not?
Literally, I was like, am I good with this Amazon purchase or no? And they're like, yes, Megan, you're fine. But I know you don't get paid for like 9 months at least. So when
for
bass
9
was
months.
huge, everyone's like, how rich are you? I was like, broke.
You were trying to sell it and it got rejected mostly. But then is this apocryphal or real? You performed it in front of L.A. Reid?
Yes, he loved the song. I lived in Nashville. Carla was like, girl, they want to meet you. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, just get over here and sing some songs. And so I met an A&R named Paul Pontius who was working with L.A. Reid. He said, do you perform for the people? I was like, not all the time, but I have, and I can figure it out. And I played in front of him some of my ukulele songs, but I didn't play bass. And he's like, could you play bass? I was like, I could probably learn it. I don't like sing and dance with tracks and stuff. I don't have that down. So he was like, play it on ukulele when you come to L.A. sometime. And then a week later, I went to LA for a songwriting trip and I texted him like, yo, I'm here. And he was like, can you play it for LA tomorrow? Oh. And I was like, oh, shit.
What's your anxiety level when you get an opportunity like that?
I was so scared, dude. I was up till midnight learning. It's
Eating
3
the
chords.
skin on
so
your fingers and clearing
literally,
your
I was like,
throat.
"Ah,
And then,
I played the ukulele and I learned the song. It was 3 chords. I learned it that night and I sent a voice memo to my parents. I said, I know you're sleeping, but please wake up. I need you to tell me if this is good or not. And they're like, it sounds great. Just don't forget to smile. And I was like, okay.
I can't imagine that song on a ukulele.
Oh, it's so cute. I
Yeah.
performed
I
it
bet
it's
everywhere on the
so-
uke. You
Oh,
gotta
you
check it out.
do?
Yeah. I have a uke right now that Coldplay signed. No big deal.
Ah, ding, ding, ding.
now I play it
Coldplay.
everywhere.
Wait a minute. Can we get some context for L.A. Reid for those of us in the dark?
He ran Epic Records, but he also signed everyone ever.
Humongous.
Pink, Avril Lavigne, Usher.
He's like a Jimmy Iovine
Yeah, he's one
level.
of those. He was very supportive and good to me and always listened to me. He was like, I only trust the artist. And I was like, shouldn't do that, but okay.
Yeah.
I went into the office to go play for him and I waited hours. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking puke. Like, wrap this up, dude. Where is he? And they're like, he's almost done in a meeting. And I heard rumors. Everyone's like, heads up. He brings everyone in the building to come watch.
What?
I just sat practicing in Paul's office for
Were your
hours.
armpits completely sweated
Yeah,
out by
I
the
put a
time?
jacket on for that reason. I like dressed for this.
Yeah, I would have been so damp.
So damp, so scared. And then finally he came in, but he only brought 4 people in. And I said, is this everyone? And he goes, oh, you want a crowd? 1 second.
Oh,
And then he got everyone.
but you didn't want a crowd.
No, I was like, shut your mouth, you dumb. I was like, if you say another word. So I did that to myself, lesson learned. And then they all came in and they're all crossing their arms. My name is Meghan Trainor, and I'm a singer-songwriter, and this is my song all about that bass.
I'm from Nantucket.
I'm a singer from Nantucket. Here I go. And then I sang it. I messed up some chords. And then LA and I locked eyes. And he was like, shoo up, shoo, like singing my backgrounds for me. And I was like, well, he's digging it. I'll just stare at him.
And he signed you 30 minutes later.
Well, they stuck me in a room of all white with no phone, no nothing, with my thoughts.
Ooh.
They played All About That Bass song over and over again. My theory is he's like, don't worry about her. We can fix this. Listen to this. Because they played it maybe 8 times. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, oh
You
my God.
can hear them listening
Oh,
to it?
yeah.
Oh, you
blasting it.
can.
And then finally, a sweet girl came in and goes, do you want some water? I was like, please get my phone.
Yeah.
And she brought me my phone because I thought I was like a prisoner in there. I don't know why I didn't move.
Yeah, this is like-
bizarre. And then I texted all my family. I fucked up. I failed. I messed up a chord. I'm not getting a record deal. And then Paul Pontius walks back to me and is like, we got you a record deal. And I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, all right.
Oh my God. And then you, I presume, re-recorded it.
Everything everyone hears is my raw demo.
The song
that is
never
mixed
changed.
by Kevin Kadish
In
from
his barn.
His barn. They said master that. I said, wait a second.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Wouldn't that mean that you and Kevin owned the master and the publishing?
No, at that time I had 0 publishing.
Okay.
That's a whole nother story.
Okay. Then you had the master? Is that what you got paid on? How did that work?
I don't think I have it. I think Epic Records has it.
Okay, because it sold 11 million copies when it came out.
Now I have publishing for it, but I had to renegotiate my publishing deal because they signed me with no cuts, no nothing. So they were like, we're not going to give you everything. So I signed a regular deal for a baby girl songwriter and then I was like, hey, we should talk. I have a #1 song right now. And then I gave them 5 more albums for a normal publishing percentage.
Okay.
Split.
This world is a
world.
bit fucked.
Yeah, it's
As we know from Taylor.
At any rate, because I had a fantasy that you're struggling, you're flying all around, you can barely afford to live in Nashville. You write this song, it comes out, it sells 11 million copies. I'm thinking that you go from probably $0 in your bank account to like $3 million in an afternoon.
No, and it takes 9 months. So I was at Park La Brea with my older brother.
Oh my God, for people who don't know about Park, they've heard
Laugh,
us.
girl,
I
laugh.
love it.
They've heard us talk about
Oakwood.
Oakwood, which is where young actors
It's another
go.
one, yeah. That's nicer than Park, I think.
I don't know. I always dreamt of living at Park La
Park?
Brea
Seemed
when I first
fancy.
moved.
There was like throw up in the elevator a lot for me. And I was like, why, babes? Why couldn't we clean this up?
Yikes.
Crazy smells, crazy noises.
Because that too houses a lot of people here temporarily to pursue their dream.
Yeah. My mom was helping us. I was paying $1,000 and she was paying another.
Well, that brings us to the success of that song, I'm sure, is one of the more unique experiences of anyone's life.
She's my Macarena.
Yeah, she is.
And just the total anonymity to, it was #1 in 58 countries.
Yeah, unheard of.
So like a kind of global overnight.
We'll never do it again. You know?
Well,
Sick.
it is kind of like Pulp Fiction where it's like awesome and also, oh boy, we set the bar real high out
So
of the
high.
gate.
Yeah, like,
But I think within that enormous success, and you won Grammy Best New Artist of the Year, this thing is a juggernaut. It's number one for weeks and weeks and weeks. I think it brought some haters out of the woodwork.
Yeah, the more successful you get, the louder the hate can get.
What I was reading, I thought, well, you were dealing with quite a lot of stuff at 20 years old.
Is that on my Wicca? I just got some hate of the song lyrics.
This one seems kind of ironic, which is your body shaming skinny girls. Skinny girls, we got to give a pass
Wait,
here.
what?
Yeah, because I said, go ahead and tell them skinny bitches that part.
People were mad about that.
They're so mad at me. I literally say, I know you struggle. I have like the skinniest friends that are like, ew, I look ugly here. I'm here to tell you every interview is perfect. I didn't get that far. They're like, you said skinny bitches and you hate us and we hate you.
A lot of
do we-
people said that, or did it just sound loud?
It kept coming up in the interviews.
That's what that period was riddled with, is that all these interviews, she'd sit down and then they would blast her with like, they're saying this is anti-feminist and they're saying you're body shaming. I kind of want to go like, if you're skinny, we got a girl that's wanted to be lighter her whole life. We can't let this go. And the whole thing of accusing you of being anti-feminist is in itself anti-feminist. It's like, let's attack this 20-year-old girl.
I was like, all I do is write anthems for women to love themselves
Exactly.
more.
It's so stupid.
It just really made me mad reading about it today. I was like, what is wrong with everyone? Can't you see, this is a 20-year-old woman from Nantucket who doesn't feel like one of these hot pop stars.
Yeah.
And you guys are just blasting her.
A lot of people still today ask me, like, how do you find this confidence in yourself? And I was like, I write these songs because I don't feel any of these things. I write these songs so that maybe I can believe them someday.
Well, they're almost characters, right? MGK, we interviewed him, and he created this persona in high school. This persona
Yeah.
was his armor.
Like bass, I was like, what do I wish was on the radio? I knew writing. I was like, no one's going to play this. And when they did, I was like, oh, we broke through. And then meeting fans, meeting their parents in the meet and greet, they'd go, hey, you're about to meet my kid. And they wouldn't leave the room for a year until your song came out because they were so sad, insecure, and depressed. And whatever you put in that song, they're happy now. So thank you. And I was like, okay, I got this.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
here's
what
what's
why you
feminist
do
is my
it.
little girl was walking around the house singing that song, feeling 1,000,000 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think that you come across extremely confident, which is a compliment. Like you come across
I've
very
gotten way more
confident.
confident.
And
Yeah.
compliments.
Hopefully you've gotten more compliments too. But I think
Crushing.
there's a misnomer about quote confident people because everyone's confident in some areas and not confident in others. And so they think the confident equals a toughness. Oh, whatever we throw at her, she doesn't care. They equate having confidence with not caring.
Or not having feelings.
Exactly,
That part.
which is so crazy, but I think you might suffer from that a little bit.
I write songs too about how I don't post all my sad things. I wrote a song called Don't I Make It Look Easy on my last album. I just posted a picture and I read all the comments for an hour and I sat there and was thinking about this for way too long. But just so you know, you won't ever see me cry on this app. And I have a filter for every single lie. Don't I make this look easy? Just because I'm looking great on Instagram and having a smile, I'm not one of those people that posts like, I'm having a breakdown. So don't compare yourself to my life or think that
'Cause it's
like
very
everything's
curated.
great.
Yeah.
But at 20, when you are dealing with so many things at once, like a dream come true, an impossible hit that you probably are having a hard time comprehending.
I couldn't understand. I had no idea. I didn't know about charts.
But you're in the real world, and if you turn on the radio, your song's on, which is bonkers.
Yeah.
And it's on for months and months.
My parents will still record the little speakers at a Target or something.
Yeah.
And zoom in and they go, what a banger. I got it the other day. We cannot get over it. If I'm in a store and my shit comes on, my knees collapse. I go, oh my God, that's me. It's
So cool.
the coolest thing in the world.
Oh, I love it. Was that negative stuff hurting your feelings?
Yeah, but not as loud as nowadays. Back then, you saw it less. You didn't have TikTok. My mom, though, it wrecked her because she would stay up all hours of the night on Twitter, back when it was Twitter,
Defending
and
you?
would delete. So I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And one night before I was on the Today Show, I saw something so mean. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I tried to delete it before you saw it. And I was like, what do you mean? You delete these? She's like, oh, yeah, I sit there and I delete them all for you. And I was like, Mommy, could you imagine reading
About your
people
kid.
rip your kid apart?
No.
No, well, I was imagining being your dad and hearing some asshole in an interview accuse you of not being a feminist or something. That would be impossible for me.
He never comments on that stuff.
He doesn't. He's trying to lead by example.
Maybe. Or we don't even bother him with that stuff. I think it's so heartbreaking for my mom that I'm like, I don't want to. I'm such an open book lately because I don't care that I'm like, I want to help myself not be poop shamed and talk about my anal fissure.
Well, I had an anal fissure.
Yeah, that shit hurts. Normalize some stuff, especially with giving birth and all that. I wrote a book about the gnarly, and my mom's like, "Can we not say anal fissure today?" And I'm like,
I don't
Nah,
know. It's a
dude.
long day.
"It's fine." And they make me feel normal when I know I'm not the only person that has it.
Can we talk about anal fissures for 1 second? Because
Please.
the thing I am grateful for, having had an anal fissure,
There's nothing to be grateful for.
there
That shit
is.
sucks.
There is. And people with anal fissures will be in the comment section saying, there's nothing good about an anal fissure. Anyways, the color of the blood is to be observed once in life. It is
You think
so
it's gorgeous?
It is. It looks like Hawaiian punch. It's impossibly
It is
red.
Bright red.
It is the brightest red I've
Oh,
ever
and then
seen.
it's mixed with pee.
In the first time I turned around and saw that, I was like, what happened?
Yuck.
Did I get shot?
When I went to a butt doctor finally, because I was like, I can't take the pain anymore. And the girl put a device up there and looked immediately. She was like, oh, yeah, that's a big anal fissure. I pictured like a parasite, like a worm.
I was relieved to hear anal fissure. Were you?
I didn't know what it was. So I was like, oh my
Oh.
God, I have fissures. Like,
Oh, okay.
I got fish in my ass. Get it out. And she was like, no, hon, it's just a big slice. And I was like, oh, it feels like a big slice.
Well, if the doctor looked and said, oh, yeah, you have fish ass.
Oh,
this is no
God.
problem.
I thought she was saying that. And I was like, am I going to die? You know?
I thought I had hemorrhoids was my assumption because I
Me
didn't know
too.
about anal fissures.
I've never had a hemorrhoid that comes out, and I am so terrified of the day.
Me too.
Have you had it?
I've never had it,
Oh,
but
man.
when I saw all that Hawaiian punch,
You're
I was
like, this is my time.
That must be a hemorrhoid.
That's what I thought too. I was like, it's got to be the internal hemorrhoid, and it's coming out, and I'm going to die like this.
And I was expecting it because I sit on the toilet way too long. I had already been warned. I love it. I could spend the whole day there.
Well, you husbands, you disappear like that.
It's our only sanctuary.
It's your
but,
only
But it's
place.
not because my kids come in nonstop. I can't do that. Yeah.
We're potty training my kid, so don't attack me, internet. But I pooped with him.
Yeah, that's
Pooping.
great.
Yeah.
I think that's
Great,
wonderful.
thank you.
It should be a big
Everyone hates when I
family
poop near people,
celebration.
but listen, we both
Get over
pooped
it.
at the same time. He was on his little potty, and I was over here.
Oh,
I
that's
use poopery, so no one
bonding.
can smell my poop. But we were like, we did it, buddy! You know?
Yes.
Cute.
I love that.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
You would like this. My ex-girlfriend Bree and I, we had dreamed about one day having enough money and resources to build this toilet that we designed called the Rabbit. It's two toilets that are joined by a central tank system. That way we could hold hands while
Yeah.
we were doing it. And then we
Oh
called
my
it the
God.
bunny toilet because when you put the seat up, it would have looked like bunny ears.
And you know
Both
about my
seats.
toilets?
No. Do you have your own toilet?
What?
You're not saying this because of my famous toilets?
No.
What do you mean?
I have two toilets that sit side by side.
No.
Are you fucking with me?
No, you're fucking with me.
Weird.
You have dueling toilets
I
in
was
your
on
bathroom?
The Tonight Show. They won't stop talking about it.
No.
Wait, so you and your husband, they sit next to each other?
This is so romantic.
Yeah, so it is the best
I
invention
can imagine
in
you
my
talking to
entire
the
life.
contractor.
Here they are. One is bougie.
This is
Oh
exciting.
my God.
Oh my God. I thought you were doing
No, I've never. Oh.
Those are my toilets. They sit side by side.
Oh my Lord.
When we first got there, there was like an old school bidet. And I was like, we're not going to use that. And I was like, I have an extra toilet. Let's just pop that one next to it. And my plumber laughed at me.
Of course.
And I said, what's so funny, my dude? Get up there. Like, get it going.
And it has a shared toilet paper.
I put one in the middle for him.
Central toilet paper.
I get the bougie toilet and he has the cold one.
Well, you should get him a Brundle, the seat.
Yeah, we're moving into a new house and it has a toilet facing this way and a bidet across from it. So I need to make this one a toilet. So it's going to be a little different, but it's a tighter bathroom area. So we will be close.
So you're going to be like knees to knees.
knees to knees.
So romantic.
And that's better. I want to see him. I got destroyed for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course you
Well,
do.
those
Online.
people,
They're
I
like, imagine thinking this is normal. I was like, sorry, you don't know what love is.
Get over it.
You didn't go out and claim, oh, I do the most normal thing. I have
I
two
said
toilets.
it like once casually on a podcast and then it blew up.
Of course.
I've had a lot of those moments.
But you guys are just comfy. You're so comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I want that.
If you got something weird going on in your private parts, I'm like, you need to look.
You're like, can
and
you
that's
please
the person
see?
you're supposed to marry, I think. I'm like, will you check out
Well,
my butt? You know?
yeah.
There's something in there.
Look inside.
Look
Get it.
inside, my lover.
Everyone should be free to have their own comfort level and then find a partner
Yeah.
with the same comfort level. But if two people two lovers, like you and your husband, or Bree and I back in the day, and you want to hold hands while you do that.
I know. I think it's nice.
Yeah, and we had new
Some people are
babies.
so bummed.
They're so
Well,
upset.
I'm bummed because I'm nervous that I'll never be that comfortable.
You'd be surprised.
No, Monica,
You
we
think?
have been together recording the show for 6.5 years and then friends for 8 years. And she has not and will not
Farted?
fart.
I won't fart in front of my
See?
team, but I will show them my open hooch.
Oh, wow.
In a fitting, I'll be like,
Sure. Right.
there. I'm not like, look at this, guys. But they've seen my open hole. But I won't fart in front of them. Farting is different for girls.
Farting
Okay.
feels scary, but also I'd be fine with my lover pooping in front of me or us being knees to knees, but I'm
you
just
peeing.
peeing.
Oh, I don't like him pooping next to me. I tell him that. I go, you're not supposed to do that. We just pee.
Oh,
We're not shitting.
It's
Oh,
all
sorry.
for pee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know
You guys
that.
assumed poop, didn't you? Here's why we did it. Because we have young babies, so we're getting up every hour on the hour. And this dude pees like a girl. So I was like, get out of my way. I have to piss.
Kristen and I have been in that situation where I'm like, you need to hop up now.
I'll sometimes, if I'm peeing and he has to go, I open my legs. I'll go in.
Sure.
And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. There's a shower. Figure it out. So then I solved this crime and I was like, we're going to pee at the same time.
Okay,
in
so
our
this
own
is more
bowls.
for number
This
one.
is practicality.
This should be a thing.
If you have enough money, yeah, why not?
Okay.
Or plumbing, yeah. They're like, your pipes don't work like this. So I was like, come on.
Okay, the other thing that happened shortly after Base came out is a tour was planned, your first big headlining tour, and your throat exploded.
Yeah.
And you had to cancel the entire North American
Yeah, it sucked.
tour. And you're 20. What happened?
I had a big polyp, like a big blister on my cords, and then it exploded to where I could like taste blood from singing every single night and talking all day. And my voice isn't as strong as other artists. Like Rihanna can smoke and drink and then go do a 2-hour show and kill it. I can't talk very much in a day and then go do a show.
Right.
You
Yours
know,
is
like mine are
sensitive.
just sensy. And that's why I do sound the way I am, which is cool because my dad loves it because he's like, I can always tell it's you on the radio because you sound like you. But I had vocal surgery and then it didn't help like it was supposed to. Then I had to do it again with a different doctor. And I haven't had surgery since because she was amazing. Dr. Barbu, she saved my life. If you have vocal issues, go to Dr. Barbu.
What does she do? She goes in there.
She went in there and instead of carving off the pimple of the thing because you lose some cord tissue, she's like, I'm going to get the problem, pull it out. And she shows you your whole surgery. The surgery I had before that, nobody showed me what happened. Nobody took notes. I don't know what happened in there. I didn't like it. And she tried everything to not get to surgery. She's like, I'm going to put you with this vocal coach and do these warm-ups. I need you to be quiet for 4 months. I did that. Then I ate too many edibles while doing that. And then I lost my mind. And then panic disorder started. Then I had panic attacks.
All from the edible experience.
Yeah, I took 50 milligrams on accident.
Okay.
I opened up a demon in my head.
They generally come in 5 milligrams.
I was doing the Kiva coffee beans. 5 milligrams. I was fine. Ran out. Got a lollipop. It was 25 milligrams. Forgot I ate the lollipop.
Oh,
Was too high. Ate another
was in the
lollipop.
mood for probably just a lollipop.
I said, I want to get really, really high. This is a day off. I was doing a puzzle and I stopped breathing. And I was like,
Oh.
Daryl? And my soul left my body. And then it came back later and I was dry heaving all night. It's horrible.
But you had the wherewithal not to go to the emergency room.
I knew like I fucked
Or
up. and I
Daryl
didn't
had
want to
the
do that.
wherewithal.
Yeah. I was like, I'm dying. My best friend and my husband sat in bed with me all night. And I was like, just make sure I don't die when I close my eyes. And we watched like Pixar all night. And then I was high for like 3 days straight. Yeah, I wouldn't leave. And then panic attacks. I knew I could get to that place again. And so I would bring myself there all the time.
Was that your last edible experience, or have you
Yeah.
clawed your way back?
Never again. And then I would get paranoid because my brothers used to smoke weed. And I'm like, I can smell it. I'm getting high. It's
I
that
don't
bad
like
now.
it.
Sometimes if I take Tylenol PM now too, I'm like, I think my heart's stopping. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die.
yeah.
I have that if I smell Captain Morgan still.
You panic?
Yeah, well, just because that's the first time I ever threw up. I registered that scent as being
Yep.
poison.
Yeah, my husband is an alcoholic too, so he doesn't drink.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah. So now I'm in a sober home.
Oh, wow.
And so I don't drink because of that. I had Shirley Temples on my 30th.
Oh, wow.
fun.
Do you wish you could drink more?
Not really. I'm not good at it. Even on my wedding night, I had tequila, and all I got was a splitting headache.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
how
I was
Kristen
like, what's
is.
going on? I get hungover night of.
Right.
Yeah, Kristen's like, I would love to do it, but I have half a glass of wine and then I have a headache.
Yeah, I feel horrible. And then I'll either go on Amazon for too long, and order some shit I forget about. So there's no point for me.
Now, having started so young writing, because here's what you see as a common trajectory with artists is like they have a very prolific period, and then later in their career, they write less and less and less. And I'm more curious, is that an age thing or is that just there's a window?
I think it's also back in the day, they would make money from songwriting. They would make like real cash. We always talk about it now as like he made all his money off that one song.
Right.
And he didn't
And
have to do
continued
it
to
anymore
make
and was
money.
like, I'm going to go live on a beach somewhere. But nowadays, I don't make money from my songs anymore. I make monies from deals I'm like an influencer. Or if I have a private gig, I laugh all the time when I'm doing something ridiculous. And I go, I just want to write songs, but this is cool too.
Yeah.
But also, as a kid, you were writing them nonstop for the joy of writing them,
Yeah.
and you had no fantasy of even
Yeah,
making
so I
money.
still do it now because that's my first love and I feel like I'm good at it and there's fans out there that enjoy it.
But I guess I'm curious, what seems like could be the situation is like a young athlete who
Yeah,
burns
like,
out on the
will
sport.
I get worse and worse?
No, not even worse and worse, just burnt out because you started it so young. Do you have any of those fears?
No, because an album cycle for me, I'm not writing all year long anymore. I did back in the day. They would have me do a session every day, and I was like, this is too much brain power, dude. Like, my brain is going to give up. Even when we're doing sessions for an album, I told them Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I need days off in between to give my brain a break. But some people could do 3 sessions in one day. And I'm like, that's animal work.
A lot
I
of people
can't
do
that.
drugs, though, to help.
I'm sure.
A lot of our best writers
I
have
like,
been on
especially as
stimulants.
a parent with these young kids, I tell them, if you want to work with me, you meet me at 9 or 10 a.m. and then we're done at 6. I want the whole song done. I'll be done writing by noon. And then I'm just recording it and asking the producer to take 6 hours on it. And usually we'll get the whole thing done, which is crazy. A lot of people spend months on it. But I'm
Yeah,
like, I want
that's
it, boom,
impressive.
bam. I found producers who are quick like that, who are fast enough to keep up with me. They love it because they're also parents. And they're
Yeah.
like, I get to go home, put my kid to bed instead of being in the still till 2 in the morning.
A lot of this shit's completely unnecessary, but it's just how people have been doing it for 50 years.
Yeah, usually sessions go till 4 in the morning. And I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
Why are we still here?
It's almost to say, like, we worked so hard.
Studio rats. Like,
Well-
live at
Yeah.
the studio.
What's one of the crazier private gigs you've been asked to, and you don't have to out the people, but just like scenario?
Just recently, my last one was tough.
I've been at a couple parties where people have paid an exorbitant amount to get a really prominent singer to come. And I think this is so unfair to the singer because there's like 14 people here or something.
It was bad, dude.
Tell me.
I can tell you who, but it was like a bunch of smart people. Very smart, but they knew they were socially awkward. In the meet and greet, they were like, where do I stand? I don't know how to do this. And I was like, it's okay, buddy. Like, come here. And they're like in suits and they were so sweet, so nice and cute. They wanted an acoustic gig and a Q&A for an hour. I did enough songs for a half hour. And in between each song, they would ask me questions about my whole life on a stage in front of all these people at kind of a club, but a theater too.
Okay.
I've never heard so much talking in my life.
During a musical
because
performance.
it's not even their fault. They're like at this company that works all over the world and they've come together at this one place to meet in person for the first time.
Yeah.
So they're
They
like,
think
They
it's
wanna
like
chat.
background.
they're like, it's so good to put the face to the email. And they're like chatting up. And they're like, so Megan, like screaming with a microphone, what would you like your legacy to be? And everyone is talking as loud as they can. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. No one cares. And then I sing my acoustic song with my guitar player, Chris, who was at my Durango things with me. And I was just singing my heart out. And maybe 4 people were watching.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they're
that
chit
can be
chat. And I was like,
rough.
I'm in the back of a restaurant again, which I used to do those shows. And they were
Right.
soul crushing. And I was like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But also like, this is a job. This is a job.
Yep.
You're lucky to be here. You're blessed.
Give me my money.
The mental racket.
The
to
mental, oh
continue, yes.
man.
I do think a lot of people would hear that. Big artists are doing these gigs and there's so much judgment. Like, why would they do it? But this is why, because there's no money.
Yeah, no. And I'm buying a house that I cannot
With 2
afford.
toilets.
And my managers and I, when we get deals like this, we're always like, we got to do it. We're house streaming. We're going to do all these gigs.
Have you played anywhere in the Middle East?
No.
You probably will at some point.
I always hear about these, like, come play at some prince's birthday party.
Oh, no, I wish. Oh, my God.
yeah,
Invite me.
those-
now.
yeah. Well, like Rihanna just sang at this Indian wedding, and I think it was
It
for
looks
like,
like the
Billionaire.
Olympics.
$11 million
I know.
or something.
That's a check.
You could really do some house shopping.
Yeah. They're there for a reason.
Yeah, they
Crazy.
are.
And then someone else told me this crazy story about playing for like an oligarch,
I don't know what an oligarch is.
a Russian billionaire that's been anointed by Putin.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not great.
Well, this was
Not great.
this was pre-Ukrainian invasion.
He's still bad.
But they finished their thing, and the guy said he wants to hear those 2 songs 3 more times. And they said, well, no, we don't really do that. And the guy was like, you're definitely doing that. It became kind of like a mafioso.
Yeah. When I do a private gig like that, I go, what else could I do for you? When it's an awkward crowd like that, I do save the day because I go, all right, come up to the front of the stage, FaceTime your daughter or FaceTime your kid, or just record and tell me their names. So for half of the show, they were barking out, Stacy and Katrina. And I was like, okay, hi, Stacy and Katrina. It's Meghan Trainor, and your mama loves you. You know, and I just did like 50 of those.
Oof.
That's
And they were
wonderful.
like, that was the best part. I am your entertainer tonight. I am here for you.
Okay, this is potentially dicey, but I'm so curious. I'm only willing to really bring this up because I just watched this horrific video. But you were on a show, you were one of the hosts with Puff Daddy. And I had a really weird run-in with him early on when I just was on Punk'd, where we almost fought, but he had a bunch of security guards. And I didn't like him then. I was like, I don't like this guy. He's a dark motherfucker. And then I just saw this fucking video. Have you seen the video of him assaulting the woman in the hotel? It's the most gruesome serial
Cassie?
killer.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
beat her on a
Kicked
video.
her, drug her. I mean, it's so fucking dark.
Like, can't you go to prison for that?
Her big statement that's come out of that is basically like, I appreciate everyone having that reaction, and people need to listen to women the first time they say it.
Yeah. That
That's
was
her
incredible.
big takeaway, which is incredible.
She's been saying this.
Yeah.
I didn't even know anything other than that video. I don't know like any of the backstory. She had already said that had happened.
And no one really cared or listened, and now people are listening.
But how was the show?
Yeah, what was it like working with him
hard.
every day? It was hard.
hard. The first thing that was hard was the hours because we were told, okay, we're going to start shooting at 8 p.m. and we didn't start shooting until midnight.
What was the show?
It was called The Four, and it was a talent competition show. It was like a brand new show that he was a producer on, and we were trying to make it a big thing, like American Idol, one of those. And it was a great concept. It was very cool. The singer would come out and audition. If we liked them, they would get a blue circle, and it was up to us to decide, but we weren't on each other's teams.
It was a singing competition.
Singing competition,
Yeah.
and it was me. At one point, Charlie Walk, who then got canceled immediately during Me Too.
Sounds like a really safe environment
That
for you.
group-
Bro, they were like,
Yikes.
are you okay? I was like, no. Khaled was very sweet. He was a big teddy bear, and he was always kind. And I saw like, oh, nobody knows this. You guys are going to get Scooby Doops. I just saw Diddy not be nice to him. Fergie was the host.
Oh.
This girl's in a corset.
She's so
in
fun.
a dress and heels, working her ass off, has a kid at home waiting for her. And she's there working, and me and her are there right on time, ready to go on stage. And we're waiting for hours. And then they finally show up. Like, I saw Diddy yell at Khaled, like, you look like Easter Bunny change. Bully, like, go change your outfit. And I was like, no, Khaled, you look great. I'm sorry. You
He's
know,
being
like.
mean.
And then there was always drinks under the tables. I would knock him over on accident all the time. And I was like, I'm going to die here. He's going to be so mad. But we were cordial. I try to be friendly and like, how you doing? But there's a moment on the show where I'm crying. And they turned it into, are you sad the artist is leaving? And I was like, yes. But it wasn't that. Weird, dude. And I meet so many people now, years later, who are crew guys. And they come up to me, they're like, yo, I did The Four with you. And I was like, are you okay? And they're like, nah. It was one of those shows. People use that as an example of what we're not going to do. Because it went till 4 in the morning and we were miserable. Those poor singers had to sing at like 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
Hope you're good. A lot of them were 16, you know?
Yeah.
It just none of it made sense, but people loved it, and it still has viral clips, but it'll never be a show ever again, I hope.
Doesn't seem like it based on what's going
Yeah,
on.
and that video rattled me.
Yeah, it's very disturbing. Made me so angry. Okay, let's talk about, most importantly, Timeless. The T-Pain song, Been Like This, is already out. How does one decide?
love that song.
Yeah, it's really good. You've worked with a lot of rad people, and you guys are from such different backgrounds.
I've loved him the most my whole life. When I had my agency meeting with CAA, they were like, who's your favorite artist? And they've only heard All About the Bass, so they thought some doo-wop person, you know, and I was like, T-Pain. They laughed and they were like, huh? I was like, T-Pain is my God and my king. And he's taught me everything I know.
And I want to pee next to him.
Literally. And every year on every interview, they're like, who are your favorite songwriters? And I'm like, Carole King and T-Pain.
Oh.
And I always bring him up and they're like, that's so funny. You just love this guy. And then recently he's been blowing up on TikTok because people are like, did you know he could sing? And I was like, yeah. I've
I
always
knew.
known. Yeah.
I'm first one in.
Auto-tune can only do so much, okay? But that dude is musical and all his Tiny Desk performances are popping off. And so I knew I always wanted to collab with him and I finally got his number. He knows how much I love him. And I was like, my dude, my dream in life is to have a song, say, featuring T-Pain. I'll do whatever it takes. I will send you 100 songs. I sent him Been Like This and he was like, this is incredible. I would love to.
Come on, it went that well.
It went that well. It was so good. Then he ghosted me forever for like months.
Uh-oh.
And
Monica.
I'm
Triggered by being ghosted.
I was like, oh no, he hates me and he hates it. So I sent another song. I was like, if that one sucks, this one can work too. Still ghosted me. And my team was literally like, where is he? Did he text back? And I was like, no. And I'm freaking out. Then it was my birthday. And so I gave up on that dream. But I was like, at least have T-Pain show up to my birthday, please. That's all I'm asking. I was like, I've never
I'll
got to
settle for
hug him.
just,
Like, please, if you don't get T-Pain, I'm going to be pissed. And so then they got me a cameo and they played it for me in the beginning of the day. And I was devastated. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
this
it?
is not what I know.
I was like, I could have paid for that. And then later that night after the party, they're like, there's one more gift in the basement for you in the studio. And I was like, I'm so tired, dude. I'm done. What is it? And he was like, I can't tell. It's a puppy. Let's go. And I was like, what? And then I went down there and my whole family was there and friends. I saw a security guard and I was like, what's happening? And then they were like, hey, Meghan, what's this? And he came out the bathroom, did a poop joke. Said, don't go in there.
Oh,
and I was
we
like,
love him.
I love you. And my knees broke and I fell. I was laughing and crying at the same time. And I finally got to hug him. And it was the best hug of my life. And I was like, you look so good. And he's like, thank you. And then he was like, not only did I feature on Been Like This, but I also featured on your other song you sent me.
So he had already done it.
Oh, yeah. My team effed with me and said, don't tell her you did it. Save it for her birthday.
Oh my God. What was the gap between you
Months.
sending? Months.
Like 4 to 5 months.
This is a long game they're playing.
Was this
Game.
December 22nd?
Yeah. I renewed my vows too.
On that same day?
Yeah, every
What
5
if
years.
This is the day.
It was
Biggest
the best
day
day I'll
of
ever
your
have. So it's over now.
Also, big birthday, 30th birthday, renewed vows. T-Pain drops a steamer and then comes out of the bathroom.
Yup.
It's the perfect
It
joke.
was the best day. And then we played all our songs for each other.
Oh.
And my dad was crying because he knew that was like my lifelong dream.
So when you ask someone like that to feature on your song, you send them the song and then they just send you back.
Usually, yeah. He lives in Atlanta, so I knew he had a studio there and he records all his vocals himself and produces all his tracks. So I was like, yo, if you just lay a verse on this, send it back. Let me know.
And there would never be any talk beyond that, right? Like you could never go like, oh, I love 97% of it, but this one line, you would never be able to give notes on a feature.
I wonder if you could. They're mostly great. You don't give it to an artist that you don't trust. He murdered it. Both of them. And the coolest part was the other song's called Love on Hold. Both my brothers wrote that song with me.
What?
So when he played that, my mom and dad were sobbing.
Oh.
And they were like, we wrote a song with T-Pain on it. Too many dreams came true that day. Yeah.
Do you have other fun features on Timeless?
Yes, I have Niecy Nash.
Ooh.
I know. The greatest actress ever and like a comedian beyond. She is on Reno 911. She's on Getting On. She just won an Emmy for Help Me Out with this show. She's on Claws, but she won an Emmy for her drama acting. The Murderer.
Oh, yeah.
Dahmer.
Dahmer.
She was the neighbor that was like, something's fishy here, and it's not my anal fisher. You know what I'm saying? She was like, something's going on.
Not an
Somebody
anus
believe me.
fish. Okay, now listen. I love serial killer stuff. I was so excited to see Dahmer. You watched
watch
it?
it.
I couldn't watch it because
I couldn't watch it.
why couldn't you?
Too much, too real.
My thing was knowing the smell. They made such a meal over the fact that he had rotting bodies and he kept trying to
Yeah,
cover up
yeah.
all the smells.
I don't like when he gets gross. I could watch slaughter, dude. I could watch murders, and I could not watch this.
That might be the only thing
Honestly,
I was
you
too
gotta
much
shut
for
this
me.
off.
That and Reindeer. I'm making my way
Oh,
through
Baby
it.
Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer is the best show ever.
It's
She's-
incredible.
It is a tough watch.
It's so hard to watch.
But my good God, I hope that actress wins every award there is.
Me too. It just triggers when I shouldn't have slept with someone and I did, and then I have to be nice and I have to go through that whole experience. That's my most hated moment in life. You feel guilt and shame, and then you want to be kind, but you want to get out of there. That was so overwhelming, just the beginnings. And then his whole fucking getting molested and the drug addiction stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ, now this is my story and I've got to watch it.
Some people I know, I'm like, oh my God, watch. You know what? Don't watch that show.
Not
you
for
know?
you.
Yeah, not for you.
So I'm watching it, but I don't think the show's ever taken a bigger toll on me.
The amount that he went through, I feel like someone's been through a little bit of each moment. It's so relatable on so many little tiny places.
Oh my God, her texts.
Oh my God.
I cannot.
You're just in bed like, no.
Oh my God.
And when you find out it's real and he's the guy, I looked it up and I was like, Daryl, it's him. I was
What
like,
a brave
no.
story to tell. My last episode was the crazy drug episode.
Yeah, me too.
With,
Episode
Bro,
4.
keep going.
It's hard.
Keep going.
I know.
That one
we
took
must.
it out of me.
No, keep
We'll
going.
do it
It's
for
great.
you.
It gets better.
Also, it locked into like how desperately he wants to get into comedy and he's out there and that guy just preys upon him. And it's like, okay, great. Now I'm back to just moving to LA and I just would do anything to be seen. It's
There are
rough.
guys like that, for sure. They're like, you want to be a little star? That's cute. And I was like, I got to get out of here. Yeah, scary.
Okay, so Nisi, had she ever sang before?
No, she had an amazing speech when she won an Emmy. She's like, and you know who I want to thank? I want to thank me for believing in me and doing what they said I could not do. Because she was always in comedy and she was like, I could crush a dramatic show. I'm an actress that can do it all. And that clip went viral of her. And the next day, my managers, we were like all crying watching her win the award. I always asked them, like, I need inspo what to write. My life is pretty great and boring right now. And they sent me that clip and they were like, duh. So I wrote a song. I think your kids will love it. It's like, I want to thank me. And it's a big, upbeat, awesome song. And I use her quote in the beginning and I use her throughout the song. And I sent it to her that night. I wrote it and was like, if you get the chance to record yourself listening to this, I would love to know if you like it. I would love it to say featuring you. I'd love you to get publishing on this. I want you to be my co-writer. And I would also love, if you do approve this and love this, can you come over and sing backgrounds on it? And she sent a video of her like sobbing, listening to it, clapping. She's like, I didn't even know this could be a possibility from winning that award. And then her wife and her daughter came over and sang backgrounds, and it was the best day.
Oh my God.
My mom was just fangirling so hard.
You've
and
had
was
so
like,
many great days.
we've had a lot of great days.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I never want to die. It's too
Knock on wood.
good.
Knock on wood. I think we should not.
It's not what. It's too good here. And my past life must have sucked if that's real. You know what I mean?
Or sim, you must consider the fact that you could be in a simulation.
All the time. I'm like, please don't wake me up.
Right. Too good.
Don't unplug.
Yeah.
How old are your babies?
10 months old and 3.5.
Oh, wow. So you're really...
deep in it.
Yeah. And will there be a third or not?
Yes. I'm going to have 2 more girls.
2 more. You already have 2 girls?
No, I want 2 girls. I have 2 boys.
Oh, yeah.
I need my daughter.
So you're
There's a lot of dudes in my
manifesting
house. Yeah.
Are you trying weird sex stuff where like there's positions that are supposed to make the sperm that's slow?
It's like
Go
all my
uphill.
husband's fault, but I love my boys. They're perfect. Apparently, it's only up to him. On the second baby, I tried eating extra acidy foods. I took some weird, questionable stuff from Amazon that I was like, this could make all the difference. I did a weird position.
Just so you know, I'm not yawning because of you.
You've yawned twice now, and
I
I've
know,
taken
and I know
only
you-
personally.
and I knew you
Drink some
clocked
fucking
it.
coffee.
No, listen, I knew you clocked it.
What's wrong with you?
I left Lisbon, Portugal yesterday.
Okay, you're jet lagged.
At 7
What
p.m.
are you doing
here.
there? Oh, Jesus shit.
The yawn, I wanted
Yes,
to clear
thank
up.
you. Twice.
I saw you register it both times. You're like, oh, fuck, this
Thank
guy's
you for telling me.
yawning.
How was the concert? Was it great?
Oh. I was head to toe in pink for Lover. Quite a time to be alive. Sorry,
I hope
Monica.
people
I'm not
have
even
those
just-
moments at my concerts.
They do for
They
sure.
have to.
And they will.
I was even debating whether or not to tell you the Delta story because I live with someone who gets that all the time. Kids' relationship with Frozen is
Yeah.
obviously very powerful. And so I see my wife quite often hear from parents. There's only so much you can take on. It's very hard to compute. You're hearing it, you know intellectually what that means. But when you're on the other side of it, it means so much to you. So like Delta singing that song for a year,
It's the greatest thing.
it is the greatest thing. But I can't imagine you can necessarily internalize that you did something and it was a part of someone's life. So definitely kids were at your show and they were there with their dads and their moms, and their dads and their moms got
I've
to
seen
see them
it.
be happy in a way that nothing but music can make someone happy.
Yeah, it's a power.
And it's the sweetest moment on earth. And yeah, you can give that to people.
It's crazy.
Okay, so everyone should check out Timeless, the whole album. You will tour with Timeless.
Yes, September and October.
And where will you be going?
All of America.
Will you be here?
Yes.
Can we go?
I will be at the Q Forum. You have tickets. I'll see you there October 19th. Please be here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
For the love of God.
I would love to bring my daughters.
Your daughters can come on stage. I'll do whatever they want.
I know that'd be too
That
much.
show, I told everyone to go on stage. Paris Hilton's going on stage. Everyone's
really?
coming on stage.
So
Fun.
I hope
LA's the
T-Pain will
show.
be there. LA's the show. It's going to be the last show of the whole tour.
Fun.
So we're going out with a bang. It's also like my last bucket list. I've never got to tour arenas. And people think I do all the time. They're like, of course you could. I'm like, nah, I haven't. And I didn't tour for 7 years, so I don't know if people are coming. But I'm doing Madison Square Garden, which I want to throw
hell
up. I can't believe
yeah.
that's
You've
real.
never performed there.
No, and Natasha Bedingfield is opening, which is a joke. It
Nice.
should be the other way around. Paul Russell will be there, who sings "Give Me a Little Boo Thing."
I
shoot
love
my
that.
shot. Yeah, he's so nice. He's so sweet. I was just with him. And then my good friend, my TikTok lover, Chris Olsen. I don't know if you've seen him on my videos. He's so good. You don't know anything.
We're not
he's
on
sweet girls.
TikTok.
Okay,
I know.
he's famous. He is gonna do something. He can sing. He can dance. He can act. He's great. And then my older brother never has DJ'd before, but he is going to be the DJ every single night.
I
my
love
goodness.
this.
This tour will be his first recital.
This is wonderful.
And he's my child again.
You lured him back
Yeah.
into your
You're my
home.
baby boy, and this is your first time performing.
It's cute that you live on your own, but now you're coming with me for 2 months on the
Come on
road.
the road.
What other cities?
We're doing Red Rocks.
Oh,
Literally never been to many of these places. Nervous. I'm so excited.
It'll be fantastic. We're very excited to come see you.
where do people go to get tickets for this?
My Instagram, there's definitely a link in bio.
You got a link tree?
Yeah, it's gotta be there.
it's dialed.
TikTok, it's gotta be there.
Okay, you're on TikTok as well.
I got 18 million followers on TikTok.
Dang, girl.
Oh, 18.5. I slay
Wow.
on there. I'm an influencer now. I dance.
Yes.
I do fun. I talk about my anal fissures.
Oh my
The
gosh.
people love the realness.
This is the first time I'm regretting not being on TikTok.
Oh man, you would love it there. And you would hate it.
Okay, Megan, you're so fun. I hope everyone listens to Timeless, but more importantly, I hope they go immediately and buy tickets to see you on tour.
Please show up.
September and October.
Please come to my show. If I see empty seats, I'm gonna cry.
No, they're going to come to your show.
Yeah, they
There'll
are.
be no crying.
Tell everyone you know about the album, please.
Yes, Timeless. We will be at this LA show,
Yes.
and we are excited.
Dude, you're gonna be on stage. What are you gonna wear?
Don't make me sing. Don't make me sing.
Thank you for having me on this podcast. This is huge.
And I get to meet
It's
your
the
mom
biggest
now?
podcast I've ever been on. Yeah, she's outside. She'll freak out. She's like, I'm honored to sit in this driveway.
Oh,
Love you.
bye.
Love you.
Stick around for the fact check. Because they're human, they make lots of mistakes.
Are those called jellies?
Yes, they are.
They are. They're still called
Jelly
jellies?
shoes.
Jelly shoes.
I call them that.
Was that an actual brand or a description of a
I think it
shoe?
was a description.
Okay.
Unless maybe there was an original brand,
Jellies.
but I think it was just a description.
Do you think anyone thought that meant the shoes were jealous?
I hope not.
Okay.
You're getting tacos tonight?
Taco Tuesday, this lovely couple that we've hung out with a few times at the fishing lodge trip invited us up to do Taco Tuesdays. Ooh. Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun. What kind of tacos are you going to eat?
Well, I'm always nervous when I attend. You know, the fucking diet's so goddamn restrictive. It's like, I'm just praying they have corn taco shells.
Oh, fuck. Now, what's the move if they don't?
I guess I'll have a plate of the ground beef and throw some lettuce on top
Okay.
and some salsa.
Now, I have a question.
Ask it.
Oh, I have to pick the right person.
Okay, there's a thought experiment.
Okay. I guess we'll go with Letterman. Okay.
Oh, this is high stakes already.
Yeah, that's the point.
David Letterman, you're referring to.
No,
Mark
Jonathan Letterman.
Oh, Jonathan Letterman. Yeah.
Okay. If Letterman called you,
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
and then you picked up and he said, "Hey, Dax, it's Dave. I really enjoyed my time with you. I've been thinking
6
a lot.
years ago. Okay.
I've been thinking about you a lot lately.
Oh, wow.
And I'm wondering if you want to come over for dinner. Would you ever want to do that?
Yeah. What tonight?
I plans tonight, but how about on Friday? Could you do Friday?
Of course. Yeah, I would love to.
I'm really looking forward to that. I really want to talk to you about sobriety and
Oh, great. It's my favorite topic.
I thought that.
Well, that and molesting.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about that too, actually.
Oh, great. I can't wait to hear.
All right, great. Well, come over at 6. Here, I'll send you my address. My wife and... does he have a wife?
Yeah, he's got a
Okay.
wife and a child.
My wife and child will be there.
Okay, should I bring my wife and child's?
Yes, please. I would love that. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
And he hangs up. And then you get ready. First of all, what are you going to wear?
You know, my normal stuff. Levi's, jeans, and a t-shirt probably.
Okay, let's go back to the phone call. And I'm going to dress up. So you don't have to. You don't have to.
Okay,
but
good. I
just
won't because I don't dress up generally.
Oh. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay,
Great.
I'll
Can't
see
wait
you
to,
then.
Can't
Bye.
wait.
Click.
Okay.
Okay, and you're really not going to dress up?
No. No. I don't dress up. You know my feelings on this.
You do.
I've ranted on this. All it is this elaborate system to establish class and rank.
Not in
That's
this
how it started.
case.
Well, but it's just vestigial. We're carrying on with it.
No, if he's like, it's also fun to dress up. And
Sure, if
sometimes
you
people-
like dressing up, great. But the notion that people need to present in a certain way to establish that they belong in a certain place, I fundamentally reject.
He just likes doing that, and
Then he should. He should do everything he likes.
You're really not gonna come.
I would never dress up to appease someone's sense of propriety.
But if it's like I'm hosting a fun dinner where people
Yeah, but it's like
dress
I'm going to
up.
wear red shoes because they're fun. Will you also wear red shoes? That's crazy. No one would ever request that. So like I'm going to wear a suit. Cool. I don't know what that has to do with me wearing a suit, right?
I think
I'm going to wear my hair up. I'm going to wear braids. I'm going to wear a watch tonight. Like why is the suit any different than any other thing? I'm going to wear a watch on Friday. Are you going to wear a watch?
it's different.
Tell me how.
It's not different in theoretical terms. It's different in the reality of the world we live in.
Yeah, we do live in a world where you're trying to establish your status by how you dress. We do live in that world.
Well,
I don't deny that.
Okay, I am going on a vacation with our friends for 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a dinner one night that Charlie's planning. And he said, dress up.
Oh, great. That sounds great. It sounds like everyone wants to.
Well, I don't
And they
know if
will.
everyone wants to. He just said that. And I
Oh.
think it would.
It sounds like
It's
what you're
fine.
saying maybe is it's really fun to put more effort into something to symbolize that this is important. Is that fair?
I get, sure. I mean, I'm not thinking about it that intensely. I'm just saying if someone tells me we're having this dinner and we're throwing it and dress up, it'll be fun, I'm going to dress up. Like, I'm just not thinking like, oh, but I hate dressing up. So fuck, like,
Right.
I'm not going to do it. I would just do it because it doesn't cost me.
Right, because you enjoy being dressed up. That's a huge
But
difference
do
right here.
you
I
dis-
cannot stand wearing a suit and a tie and a
Just 'cause it's
button-up shirt.
uncomfortable
It's
to you.
totally uncomfortable. And then I sit down and like, I got to get this jacket off. It's insane to wear this jacket. You would never wear your normal jacket during dinner because it's really restrictive and it's a second layer that you don't need because you already have a shirt on. But there's this other jacket we've decided you should wear while you're eating, which just on the surface we would agree is pretty
Well,
preposterous.
that's different, I guess, for me because, like, no, if I'm wearing a jacket, it's part of my outfit. I'm wearing it at dinner. I'm
yeah,
not thinking like,
Yeah, and you love it. You want to. Like you're excited how you look in the jacket and everything. But for me, I don't enjoy being in a suit. The collar's always too tight on my neck. I've got a tie that's got to constantly be adjusted. And then I've got this thing on. Do I take it off and drape it over my chair? Am I supposed to have it buttoned? All of it, I don't enjoy. So if I said like, guys, come over, we're doing cowboy boot night. And then my friend goes, oh, cowboy boots really hurt my feet. I'd go, great, don't wear them.
okay, but like you wore a suit to the day we were supposed to wear suits to Bill Gates's day when we were in India.
Oh, well, I was mandated.
Okay, so you would have to be told specifically.
Yes, and now to go on a business trip where we're going to interview somebody and it's for my job, I'll wear a suit to a premiere because that's my job. But if dinner at a friend's house, if they're saying you got to wear a suit to my house for a casual dinner, I'm gonna have a hard time with that.
Is there anyone
That I would wear a suit to their house.
if they did what I did, which is like some of us are dressing. We're dressing up.
Can I ask?
No pressure, but everyone's dressing up.
Yeah. Why is it important that I'm also dressed up to you? host of this dinner.
Well, I'm not the host.
David Letterman is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Great. Then, of course, I'll just dress how I'm comfortable.
And you're not uncomfortable being in a place where everyone is dressed up.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Well, that answers because this wasn't the thought experiment. It now became the thought experiment.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
But it was basically the same thought experiment, which is you arrive at Letterman's house. He's made dinner, homemade.
Yeah.
And you can't technically eat any of it. Would you eat it?
No. No, I'm not going to injure myself to make someone happy. Well, but wait, there's always something for me to eat.
Well, so you just find something.
Yes.
But
There's gotta
what
be
if everything
something.
had garlic and gluten? Like, I mean,
Well, then I couldn't eat it. I can't eat. Monica, are you suggesting I eat something that's going to make my joints hurt and my skin flake off and my eyebrows to be polite?
kind of.
It's a white Thai garlic bread party.
Yeah, exactly. It's one thing if he didn't make it. If he ordered food, there's less pressure there.
Right.
But I think if someone makes food for you and you go, like you accept the invitation, you go, and you do not eat the food,
But look,
I think that's really bad.
let me just paint another scenario. I'm the host. I invite 6 people over. I make 6 ribeye steaks. The guest goes, I'm vegetarian. Well, obviously you can't eat this steak. It doesn't hurt my feelings. They're a vegetarian. I wouldn't be offended. And that wouldn't even injure them. So there's other food that someone made for me. If I go like, oh man, if I eat that garlic and that gluten, tomorrow my wrists are going to hurt so bad I won't be able to journal in the morning, and then my eyebrows are going to flake off and turn red. You'd have to be a crazy host to still want me to do that.
I mean,
there's no difference than someone like going, I'm allergic to apples. I have a hard time breathing if I eat an apple, and I go, I'm still going to need you to eat this apple.
you have done it
lived-
many times
And lived in
and had it.
real agony. I mean, there's 10 years where I didn't even know that's what was going on. I was seeing a surgeon for my knee.
No, but I'm talking about more recently, when you've known, before you got super, super strict on this diet,
Yeah.
you would do stuff. You would eat stuff. And
would,
then you'd
and
be
I
like,
would-
oh, I'm flaking.
Yeah. And also I would take my immune suppressant before I did that. I mean, it happened one night at the fishing lodge, which is like what got put out was like gluten, then garlic mash, garlic asparagus, and then fish. So I couldn't eat it. I don't eat fish. So I just didn't eat. But I was a blast at the dinner party. I told a lot of stories and joked and talked and had fun. And then I got back to my room and I had a tub of cottage cheese with ground beef poured over it.
Interesting. So I get, okay. So no
Do
one.
you think though that there's an inherent difference from our childhood foundation, which allows me to do this, and for you it'd be scary, which is like you'd be really
Yeah.
pointing a finger at your otherness.
It's more than an otherness. It would feel rude. And like the
Right.
last thing I could ever be is rude.
Right.
I didn't
But
have
would
the
we-
leeway of being rude at all.
Yeah, totally. But I would argue that even if when I walked in, you thought I was rude for not wearing the proper outfit, over the course of a dinner, you'd realize I'm not rude at all. I'm very thoughtful and conscientious of other people. And you would go, oh, he's not rude. He just didn't wear the outfit. Like, I think my character would shine much brighter than my outfit choice. If I'd left someone's dinner and they concluded I, Dax Shepard, was a rude person because I hadn't had the right outfit on, I can't see that happening.
Yeah, but what about the food? The food is more likely to cause a rudeness.
Right, again, and
A
if
rudeness
someone
flag,
thought I
anyway.
was rude because I was unwilling to eat food I'm allergic to,
Yeah, you don't care.
yeah, that
Yeah.
would be, but I can't see that happening. If they spent the whole night with me and I was asking them questions about themselves and engaging and
That's a different kind of, it's more like,
disrespectful.
yeah. To me, they're very similar. Like rude and disrespect are the same to me, I guess.
Yeah. And to be fully honest, I am disrespectful. I don't respect the premise of wearing suits?
I want to move on to the food thing
Oh,
because
okay,
that's
okay.
why this is how I was trying to start.
Oh, 'cause
that was
Taco
the
Tuesday.
That was the actual thought experiment. It got
Yeah.
thwarted by the suit.
Right.
But the food thing is really why I want to ask.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're going to someone's house tonight
Yeah.
and there's a
And I might not be
you
able
don't
to-
know
Yeah.
what's going to be there.
Yep. I might not be able to eat.
Back
Yeah.
to the dinner party.
Yeah.
The host is cooking.
Uh-huh. So in that case,
Yeah.
she's like, oh, you're going to love this carne asada. I cooked it with 10 cloves of garlic. I would then have beans and rice.
Wait, okay. But I'm back to Letterman's house.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
With
yeah,
the
so
garlic
there's
bread.
zero,
Yes.
there's zero for me to eat.
Yeah, I
at
want
the
it
dinner.
to be so that like you're in a rock and a
Yeah.
hard place where you
Oh.
have a plate that's empty,
Mm-hmm.
or you like. Would you ever? Because I think if I were in that position,
Yeah.
I
Move
would.
it around your plate.
Yeah. Or honestly, I would probably just eat it.
Yeah.
I'm just sucking it up and having the scratchy face for a day.
Uh-huh.
But if it's not, then I would just pick it around and like mess
Cut
up
it
my
up,
plate.
move it,
Yeah.
dump some in your napkin.
Yeah, but I'm never just putting like a plate with no food or not putting
Yeah.
a plate in front of myself.
I would go, I'm so sorry. You clearly worked all day on this. It looks delicious. I would love to eat it. I can't eat garlic or gluten. I should have told you that ahead of time. So I can't eat anything. And they would go, oh my God, what are you going to eat?
So sorry.
And I would go, I'm delighted to eat cottage cheese. I'll go grab something out of your fridge. I know you don't want me to sit here and not eat. Let me just grab something.
my
I'm so
God.
simple.
Oh no.
I could fix this easily. And
No,
then
I don't
And then
have
my
any
wife will
cottage
eat. My wife
cheese.
will eat all this food. So you'll have one of us.
Okay,
will,
take them away then. It
Oh,
has to
it's
be
just me
you.
one on one. He's
Yeah.
made this
You can't pawn
elaborate
it off
move.
on anyone else.
Okay. He's made this elaborate meal for
I
me.
don't
and
have any cottage cheese here. I don't eat cottage cheese.
Okay. Would you mind if I looked in your fridge? I guarantee I can find
Oh no,
myself
my
some.
fridge smells really bad. There was a stink bug in there earlier today, and I don't feel really comfortable with you opening it. But
Do you have a stick of butter?
I used it in the
Oh.
garlic.
In the garlic puree?
Yeah.
In the
I'll
garlic
order you
smoothies?
something. Oh, don't worry, I'll order you something. Ugh,
Oh, again, that is,
honey,
I really could.
This guy doesn't eat anything I cook.
By the way, we're pretending we live in a reality where I can't Postmates anything I
no,
want to their
but
house.
No, that's tricky.
Not if I say, I just eat something out of your fridge and they go, our fridge is broken. We have no other food. If they would prefer I sat there and ate nothing.
Yeah.
Or prefer I make myself sick
I do think
versus order something to the house. I guess I don't even want to be friends with the person, even if they're my hero. If I found out that was who Letterman was, I
Wow.
actually don't want to be
that's
friends
cool.
with him.
I think you would still, knowing you. I think you would still want his approval pretty bad. But listen, I think that your speech was good.
Oh, which one?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, right. I
It's-
see how much work you've put into
so much
this.
work in. It looks so good.
I'm sorry, I'm in a tank
Make sure
top.
you say it looks so good.
It looks so. Oh, I said that. I said I would love to eat this. This is some of my favorite food. I just happen to be allergic to garlic.
Just allergic. I can't eat anything.
And in retrospect, I should not be wearing a tank top to your party.
Yeah, that's what you should also add. Okay. All right. Wow.
What would be a fun thought experiment for me would be like, what could someone arrive and do at my house that would offend me?
Mm-hmm.
And they would just have to, like, I don't care what the clothes are, but if they were like completely booger stained,
Ew.
like that would be the only thing is I would want that there be some bar of cleanliness.
Oh, okay.
You know, like if they came in and they just had food spilled
but
all
not
over
if
the
it's
front.
Aaron.
Well, he doesn't have any.
I mean, if he's-
well, you're right.
Yeah.
He could poop at the table, and I wouldn't care.
Okay. Well, we got to the bottom of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you came to my house for dinner,
Yeah.
I spent 18 hours cooking
Yeah.
and you didn't eat.
Yeah.
And then you would say your speech and I would get it, but I would still be sad.
Right now, I hate to flip the tables on you,
Yeah.
but we've known each other for quite a long time.
Yeah.
We're very good friends.
If I
came to your house and you'd cooked everything I can't eat, that's on you. I'm mad at you. I'd be like, how inconsiderate. Why did you fucking invite me over?
Oh.
You know I can't eat any of this.
But you don't get to.
This is like you invite me over, the only thing to drink is fucking alcohol. Like, you just wouldn't do that. The only
know.
thing for dinner is cocaine.
Listen, I would never do that, but you can't have it both ways. You can't be mad at me for cooking for a bunch of people and not including you, and then also reverse not expect to.
If you're cooking for a bunch of people,
yeah,
great. If you invite me over for dinner and you make garlic bread and pasta,
yeah,
then
I forgot.
then you really don't give a shit about me.
Of course,
yeah,
yeah, I know. I would never do that.
Or if you invited me over for a fish fry, I'm like, man, this is a real fuck you to me.
Well, maybe you'd like it.
Okay, well, there's some potential problems coming our way, but hopefully we'll be able to avoid them.
Anyway, I'm surprised you weren't going to try the fish.
No, because I've done that a million times to make a million people happy. You know, I was dated Bree for 9 years. I'd go up to the Puget Sound. The dad's cooking. He's catching salmon. It's an hour old. It's cooked the perfect way. And everyone's like, if you're ever going to love fish, this is the time. I'm like, okay, I'll try it again to make everyone happy. And at a certain age, I'm like, I got to stop making other people happy to try this fish. I don't like it. It's okay. And I don't drink. Like, I think because I also have some experience. It's not. No, you want to know the real stressful thing is that when you first get sober and you're going to people's houses and it's cocktail hour. And it's a fucking bummer if one person's not participating in cocktail hour. It's a vibe. Everyone wants to do the same thing.
Nowadays, different. So maybe you missed a good window to get sober. Nowadays, people, if someone says, like, I don't drink, there's no pushback. Like, you.
Yeah. That's true. But certainly in my, at 29, where I was moving through the world, it was a bummer for people to find out I wasn't going to be drinking with them. Yeah. So it's like, I had to learn to get over that.
Yeah.
And I think once you get over that, I think maybe it liberated me to go, like, it's okay how I am.
It is okay how you are, but you do to be considerate of other people.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's a measure of being considerate.
Wait, what? Sorry, what?
Like, I need you to eat fish, like some.
Oh, right.
I don't think that's being considerate.
That's not.
Yeah.
I mean more not eating the food that the person made. That feels a little more testy in the consideration.
It feels like it's going to be a bummer for that person that they worked really hard to make something they thought I would like.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer, but we'll just have to deal with that because I can't eat something I'm allergic to.
Yeah. I get it.
Ding, ding, ding. Mm-hmm. We need to start watching Justified. Do you want to do that together? Do you want to commit to that? Because everyone that I end up having these conversations about Walton Goggins with, which happens a lot for me because I talk about how much I like him, almost all of them go like, well, did you watch Justified? And I go, no. And they're like, oh, he's like insane.
He's great.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's maybe worth us time traveling, watching that.
I could do that.
For Goggins.
I would do that.
Adam Scott was the person I was most recently. We were gushing over him in Fallout and his Uncle Baby Billy.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, you've seen Justified. And then I felt like crazy that I hadn't. He said it in a way that was like, it was shameful if I hadn't seen it.
Oh, my God.
If I'm claiming to be a Goggins fan.
Okay, well.
How about this? Okay, now I'm going to reverse the roles.
Okay.
Now. Okay. Who is it? I don't think it can be a guy because it'll cloud it. So it's Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
She's like, hey, Monica. Hi.
Hi. Oh, my God. It's
Jennifer.
so nice to meet you.
Jen Aniston. I don't call myself that, but I know people call me that, so I just thought I would cut to,
No, that's really funny.
I don't know if this has gotten back to you at all, but I love the podcast.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I mean, I get through Dax, but I'm really there for you. I think you're so wonderful.
That is so flattering.
Yeah, I listen to Race to 35. I listen to Sing.
What?
Yeah, I look at your posts on Instagram.
My God.
I bought Sergeant clothes because you wear them sometimes. Sergeant? Argent. Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot.
I'm hanging up.
Wait. No. Hold on. I'm not to the rest of this call. I would love to have you over for dinner. Do you want to come up to the house and have dinner?
I would love to.
Great. I'm going to wear something really slinky.
Okay.
You want to wear something slinky?
Sure.
Okay, you're right. It sounds like you're a party.
Yeah. Sure. What are you wearing? Do I need to wear?
I'm gonna wear a nightie.
What color?
A negligee.
What color? Is there like a color code?
Yeah, I have a beautiful blue one. It's kind of see-through.
Ooh, that sounds cute.
Yeah.
Is anyone else gonna be there, or just us?
Maybe a couple other people will stop by.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. What are you gonna wear?
I don't know. Maybe it's a good excuse for me to go shopping.
Oh, yeah, I know. I love that about you because I like to shop too.
Yeah, I'll probably buy some things.
In fact, you've turned me on to
black.
quite a few brands. Argent, the Row, shockingly. I can't believe I didn't know about
Oh
the
my
Row.
god! I can't believe. Oh my god! I bet you look so great in the row.
Oh, yeah, it's a little baggy, really, because kind of my calling card is what a great bod I've got. So it feels
Well,
like kind of a waist.
You do have a great bod.
You too. I've noticed. I've been
thank
watching you on
you.
Instagram. And,
Oh my god! Do you have the jelly shoes?
yes. Well,
Oh my god!
I got them because I was jealous of yours.
Well, maybe you and I should both wear the jelly shoes too with our.
You're right. This sounds so much
slinkies.
more fun. So I might be I might have, the moral high ground in court, but you're definitely going to be more fun and you're going to fight it back more. So you kind of won. I'm going to give you a victory for this whole thing.
Thanks. Wow.
Yeah.
That really took a left
It
curveball.
did. It shocked me too.
You wish you had said, "Sure, I'll dress up."
Yeah. Oh, I got this great Bertoni. I don't know. Just hit me with a brain.
what?
Oh, Dolce. I have a great Dolce and Gabbana suit.
Oh, that sounds.
Oh, yeah.
really
It's
nice.
been tailored
Oh,
just to
I
me.
can't wait.
Yeah, my
to see
shoulders
that.
look great in it. Wait till you see.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you can see the
that.
V in my back. And
Right.
well, now it's.
I have some coaching to do.
Yeah, you didn't start telling her that you're going to
Yeah.
look better than her
No,
at this dinner.
you can't do that.
Oh, yeah, I'll come too. I'm going to look way better than you at this dinner.
Oh my god. Wow. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Speaking of our good and bad qualities.
Yeah.
I texted your mom
Oh.
and asked her your exact location and time of birth.
I can guess what she said.
But I need you to download something.
Download something.
An app.
I can't.
Please. It's for a fact.
I gotta fucking get an
Oh no,
app.
here we are.
I gotta get an app to make you happy.
Dax.
Okay,
come on.
I'll do it. I'm doing it.
It's for our job.
What is-
Co-star.
Co-star astrology.
I've been wanting
this
to
feels
do
like
this
bad luck
for
to have this
so
on. This is playing with the dark arts to have this on my phone.
No, I have it. Everything's great.
I think does this happen to you that I think my face is changing enough that my facial recognition is working less and less and less, and I'm wondering if it's time to
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. Co-star personalized. Okay, get started.
Yeah, get started.
Okay, what is your birth date? January 2. What time were you born? 12:58 a.m.
No, 1:10 a.m.
1:10. Okay, I was close. Okay, 1:10 a.m. City, Ypsilanti,
It says Wayne, Michigan.
Wayne County. Oh wow, there's a Wayne County in Georgia.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah,
Wayne
it just
County.
says Wayne, Michigan.
Okay.
It
Not
doesn't say
Wayne County. Let me go back. Let me see here. I thought I was born in Ypsilanti.
Good thing we're doing this. You were born at 33155 Annapolis Street, Wayne, Michigan.
Okay. Well, I've lied on a lot of passport forms and
Our visa.
yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, maybe that's why I was getting so much heat.
Oh, yeah.
They did not want me in there. Full grown adult since age 6. The responsible friend motivated
Oh,
by
it worked. It's already
duty.
worked.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole point of this is I want to know your moon and rising. We know you're a Capricorn.
It wants my phone number. No way.
Oh, just put mine. The phone number should not affect the moon.
Username. Let me just do my email. 6 characters. Set a password. Okay. This is laborious.
It's going to be really worth it because there's a lot we don't know about you.
We're going to find it all out. Enter the code we texted to you.
Oh.
That's you.
Okay. Anytime
I want to use this app, I'm going to have to call you.
225-450.
225-450. This guy. Okay. What day at a glance? What do you want me to do now?
Okay.
By the way, there's these I read in New York Times about this. There's certain apps that are tracking like how fast you drive
Oh, my God.
and selling that to insurance providers.
That has to be illegal.
You would think, but it's not because you consent to this weird thing in the long thing. I didn't have any of those apps on there, but I might have to get rid of this app after this in case it tracks my speed because
Okay.
it will make my insurance really hard. Good afternoon, 68, blah, blah, blah. So you're saying, you. Okay, I see
click
you.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, at the top,
True love is terrifying.
no.
That's not a great thing to read right when you.
Okay. Yeah.
Power in routine and sex and love. Pressure in spirituality.
Ooh.
Trouble with thinking and creativity. No.
Okay, listen. Go to the top, tippy top.
Okay.
Where it says
Chart.
Dax. Yeah, go to your chart.
Chart. Okay, I'm at my chart.
It'll say Sun in Capricorn.
Yep, Sun in Capricorn.
Now, what's your moon in?
Moon in Virgo. What is that? What does that mean?
So is mine.
Your moon is in Virgo?
I have
but your
double-
soon is in.
I-
Your soon is in Virgo.
I know. That shouldn't have been that funny.
It shouldn't have.
Oh my God.
Your soon is in Virgo.
Okay. I'm a double Virgo. My sun and moon are in Virgo, but that's fascinating. So your moon is the planet or house or something that that rules your emotions.
Okay. The moon rules your emotions?
The moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings.
Okay.
And we have the same.
Oh, that sounds potentially explosive because we'll both be having like bad days at the same time or feeling sensitive at the same time, right?
Not necessarily, but it's just okay.
Well, on the flip side, we'll both be very happy at the same time. So I guess the highs will be higher and the lows will be lower.
I don't think it really works like that.
Oh.
It's just, it says, this is the likely sign you most think of yourself as, since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. Your moon is in Virgo, meaning your emotional self is analytical, responsible, and pacifying. A bundle of nerves you struggle with the need to be pure that may come out of self-sacrificing or nitpicky tendencies. It's in your fifth house, meaning you find security and safety through romance, self-expression, creativity, and pleasure. Okay, now what's your ascendant?
Libra.
Wow, read what it says.
Your ascendant is the mask you present to people. It can be seen in your personal style and how you come off to people when you first meet. Some say it becomes less relevant as you get older. It changes every 2 hours. So if it doesn't make sense, reconfirm your birth time to be sure.
Oh, because it's every 2 hours if you're a couple hours off.
Oh, your ascendant is they're explaining the mechanics,
Yeah.
the voodoo of it. Okay. Your ascendant is in Libra, meaning you come across as compromising, courteous, and fair-minded. I don't come across as compromising. Though sometimes passive-aggressive. No, I'm pretty directly aggressive. I'm never passive-aggressive.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. You seem inclined towards balance in all forms. Sorry, no.
Well,
I'm the least.
no, this is not who you are. It's who you present.
Oh.
That's the whole point. It's like the mask you wear in the world. So it's not who you are. You do come across balanced, even though you're not.
Balance in all forms, aesthetic, romantic, and judgment.
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
Okay.
Wow. I'm so glad we finally
Answered all these riddles about me through this app.
It's been haunting me.
Yeah. I bet it's very comforting.
Yeah, I mean, I learned so much.
How did that come up?
We're talking about astrology because you guys are both Capricorns.
Right.
And then I was wondering, and have been wondering for a long time, what your moon and rising were.
Do you think it's interesting that's like, first you're a Capricorn, and then like, well, let's add a whole other thing now. Let's say you also have a moon, just really quick.
Okay.
So now we're going to give you this other thing, okay? So that means you now have 2 of the 12 options.
Well, doing different things though. Like
Like
it'd be one
my
thing-
Venus or my, what am I,
Rising.
Virgo.
Yeah,
so
you're-
Virgo's interacting differently with Capricorn than it's interacting with Virgo?
Well, your emotional life. Like if your emotions were Capricorn, you'd be different. Does that make sense?
Not totally. So
Okay.
is that when the sun's out, you're one way?
No.
I just don't know how emotions could be deducted from one of the other arenas.
We have
there's
lots
no
of parts
part
of life that are,
that are free of emotion.
well,
I don't think there's
the
any.
way we, lots of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I don't know
my
that
emotions
much
are-
about it. Okay.
My emotions are never offline, to my knowledge. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, I posted our video. Can you accept collab on that?
Oh, sure.
People are writing in.
Oh, good. Did you see anything interesting?
Well, somebody said since I like it so much, we should have an astrology expert on.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure I could get through that. This has been fun.
It's fun, right?
Yeah. It's just like we wouldn't. It's tricky. Can we acknowledge it's a little bit tricky?
Yeah, but if we're
Because we wouldn't have I wouldn't have divinist. Is that what they're called? A water diviner on. Like I wouldn't have someone preaching pseudoscience that I just really don't think it's true.
right.
So this is an interesting zone because I don't think it's true, but I guess I would do it.
Yeah, because it's
Some people
interesting.
it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, water divination is not that fun. Can we find one with a really fun personality?
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot. People that are in astrology seem to be really
they're
fun.
probably an Aries.
Okay.
The name of the ferry on going to Martha's Vineyard, is it Island Queen Ferry?
No. Well,
It says there are several ferries that go to Martha's Vineyard.
what's the one that
Seastreak?
leaves out a Woods Hole? Ferry that leaves out a Woods Hole.
Oh, Steamship Authority.
There you go. That sounds. I didn't really look at the name of the boat.
Steamship, I'm sorry. Steamship
The
Authority.
Steamship Authority. Faraday from Woods. Wow.
I know we can't.
I can't talk. I just said Faraday from Woods.
Okay, Steamship Authority is the ferry that runs year-round from Woods Hole.
It's such a fun ride. It's really beautiful.
I bet.
The enchantment starts on that ferry ride. Yeah, you feel like you're going to another world, and you are.
Yeah. Okay. Rihanna was paid $6 million to perform at the wedding.
Okay. Rihanna.
Rihanna was paid.
You're the
$6
one that
million.
taught me
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
Rihanna was paid $6 million. Oh my God, there's
For the Indian wedding?
Yeah, there was such a fun video on her Instagram this week of her and A$AP Rocky, and she's like being so playful, and he is just standing there looking at her and as she's dancing, and it's very funny.
And he's acting over it?
Yeah. No, I liked it for them.
Yeah, sure.
It worked for them.
But there are these relationships that are, I'm not saying theirs is like that. I didn't even see the video. But there is some people like that kind of disapproval, like aloof. They like a partner that's aloof.
Right. It's a trope, but it was a good video.
Okay. I'll try to add it to the, do I have to download an app or?
It's on CoStar. Okay. You said we've been recording for 6.5 years and friends for 8 years. We've been friends for longer than 8 years because
Yeah, at least
Delta's
9.
9
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a half. And I started date night babysitting before she was born. About
10 years. 10 years.
Just want you to get that right. All right. We don't have time for this because we spent so much time on the hypothetical.
Yeah.
But I listened to the Taylor Swift episode of Acquired in which they get into the business of her, but also the music industry business. And it's fascinating. And you just yawned, and that's a ding, 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 because you yawned in this episode twice.
Oh, right. And she was upset.
Yeah, she didn't love that. They get in the music industry and how all of it works and streaming and like the amount that artists really make. It's crazy.
How
I was going to
little.
go back and exactly.
Yeah, you got to billions of downloads before you're making millions of dollars.
Yeah. And I was going to go back and listen and like write it up in a succinct way, but I didn't have time because it's long.
Yeah.
So I might still try to do that for another one of our fact checks.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. But also you should listen. It's really interesting.
Did it talk about, because I think a lot of the time these platforms get a lot of hate for what they pay the artists, but it has been pointed out to me by someone who knows the business very well that that's a complaint with their label.
It's a mix. It's so complicated. And
yeah,
it's like it's
but the
broken
label
down.
determines what they're going to accept for a stream. They do because they own it.
But
They could technically not go on the platform, but at this point, they're kind of forced to accept whatever that is. Radiohead was refusing to go on Spotify for a while. And
also
I wonder
it's
how it
split.
compares though to what the tricky thing is It's very complicated because you would hear it on the radio for free. And I don't think they made shit when it was on the radio.
Very
The
little.
royalty that a radio station played was non-consequential.
Except the songwriter made a lot of money. That it's broken
From
up
the
into
radio?
2. Yes.
When I think radio's exposure is
And to buy the CD.
That's my point. So there was a paradigm where you were happy to give it away for free on, i.e., the radio. Your royalty was bullshit because people would fall in love with the song. They go buy the CD, and then you'd make a lot of money
For
on
the
that.
artist.
For the artist, yeah.
Yeah, but for the songwriter, the radio was the way to make money. And then now it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And often back then, the songwriter was not the singer,
Yeah.
which then incentivized a lot of singers to write their own music so that they
Yeah.
could get from both revenue streams.
Yes.
It's very complex.
Yeah. But I was going to add is what's tricky is that by all accounts, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, that's now the radio. But there's zero need now to buy the physical product because you can listen to the song you want to hear immediately. So, yeah, created a very new and unique situation that has not probably been dealt with ideally.
Yeah, it has not. They don't make anything. It's crazy.
Yes, and so I don't have a position on this. I'm not I'm not pro platform or anti artists or any of that. But I do think the many people who are calling for the artists to get paid more, they should also recognize that subscription is going to be $60 a month.
We have to be required to pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot
But
of
I think we should be.
there's a lot of cheerleaders for it that they think these streamers are keeping a bunch of money. It's only $12 a month for these fucking streamers. Like they're not going to be able to pay. You're listening to 1,000 songs a month, and you're paying 12, and you're the one with the moral high ground. I think that's the part maybe I'm bristling at. Is there's a lot of criticism, but none of these people that are angry are going to pay $60 a month for these streaming services.
Well, they might if that's the only option to have music.
Most people can't afford to add $60 a month.
If it was required, I don't think it would be $60 a month.
Well, if you wanted to pay these people the royalty that everyone wants, you just have to break it down into how many songs you're listening to a month.
I'll go back. I'll get the stats and stuff. It was very interesting. But like Taylor makes a couple $1 million. Taylor.
Yeah. No, I know. They don't make money off of streaming.
person.
They're only building popularity so they can go on tour and make their money on tour
And a lot of
merchandise.
people that Meghan is like, I have kids. I haven't been on tour in 7 years.
Yeah.
She can't make any money.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I do think, though, that people have this idea that these streamers are making a ton of money at the expense of the artists. And I'm just saying, none of these companies are even profitable. Spotify had their first profitable quarter recently.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. So for it to be $12.99 a month, there's no profit.
Yeah.
So I'm just pointing out that if people want that, that's cool. I'm happy to pay that, but I have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll drive everyone back to the radio.
Maybe.
And I got to wait like an hour to hear my new favorite song. You want to hear my new favorite song?
Sure.
Okay. Hannah, she's a great source of fun new music. She, of course, is a musician herself, and she has her ear to the street. This is, God, my eyes are bad, Remy Wolf. It's called Cinderella, and it is
Remy Wolf.
so fun.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like it.
I was driving the motorhome by myself through the desert with this song cranked, dancing.
Wow.
It's a jam, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
I have a new song too.
Oh, play it.
Everyone knows it by now. It's very popular.
Oh, is that a bummer?
Well, no.
Okay.
I'm happy for her. But we'll do this one. I mean, I like so many songs on this new album. The whole album know it, Rob?
Chapel Road.
But we're knee deep in the passenger seat, and you're eating me out as a casual now. 2 weeks and your mom invites me to her house in Long Beach as a casual now. I know what you tell your friends. It's casual if it's casual now.
That's a complicated song for me as a listener.
Why?
Because she's unhappy with the arrangement. And also she's saying like eating me out in the front seat of the car. I'm like, that sounds great. And also banging me on the couch. I'm
Yeah.
like, that sounds great. But she's unhappy with that. So it's really conflicting emotions, you know?
That's
Those things
hard-
sound
that's
fun,
why
really
it's deep.
Yeah, they sound really fun, those things. But then they're not fun for her.
Well, it's complicated.
It is.
Life
and
is complicated.
It's what was the word?
Prosaic.
No. Well, that's a great word. No, she said it's casual.
It's casual.
Casual, yeah.
It's the same songwriter producer that does all of Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, I know.
Dan.
I've done a deep dive. She's very popular now. Her name's Chapel Roan.
Say
Everyone
deep
knows
dive
her.
again. We're on. We're a mess for some reason.
But the whole album's so good, and it's very hot right now.
It reminds me of PJ.
Harvey?
Yeah, PJ Harvey. There's kind of a PJ Harvey. You might like PJ Harvey if you're on this.
I
kick.
like Chapel.
Oh, okay.
She's at the Greek soon, PJ Harvey.
Oh, she is. Yeah, eating you out in the front seat of the car. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
But it's not working out for her. So it sounds pretty bad. All right.
Okay, bye.
I love you.